All right. So, set up for this game. To reiterate, you are all currently assigned under the First Air Cavalry Regiment of the Vale Riders. You are also known as the Metal Harpies. Currently, there within you are all operating within the Pisces tributary. Big word, brain goat, brain bad. Operating within the Pisces tributary, following the assaults of a boat team and several other teams conducting uh, VBSS raids in the area. Intel has led your command to authorize a strike on Hilltop 549. Currently, the First Cav has been staging operations within the area to flush heavily armed gnolls and southern elves from an extensive tunnel system within the hill. You
But the
all
nose.
currently find yourselves within your guys' hooch, and you have approximately an hour before dust off, where this operation to assault Hilltop 549 will commence. So 1 moment. So glancing around your guys' hooch, it's currently very early in the morning. The hooch is illuminated by some small, simple incandescent light bulbs that are set up at the airfield. Well, within the within the area underneath where Cheems's character name
Reggie.
Reggie. Yep. Underneath your guys is your pilot's spot, Reggie. He currently has set up amongst his location. He set up some floral shirts to form himself a nest, opting out of using the actual rack provided for him. And he also has this strange little chandelier that he has hung up on the hooch nearby him, so he can end up reading at nighttime. Jadwa is also here.
Mm.
Jadwa, you were playing as Gaz, correct? Or were you
What?
Lee?
No, I am Lee.
Okay, give me a
Or
moment. I just have to. I'm just gonna hide this one. There we go. Okay. So, Lee currently has set up around his spot. He has it set up much like a frat boy would set his up. He has pinups of all races other than elves amongst his belongings, and as well as up on the top bunk looking down upon him. He has set up this strange, like, almost art piece in the window that he's constructed out of empty dip cans, and it appears to almost depict your guys' unit symbol. However, he's a few cans short at this point.
Oh.
JJ
it's more
is
cans, right?
JJ is not playing today. Vixna Eshna. I don't know how you say that. Oh my god, that's a
Yes.
name. Eshna. Okay. Eshna is
Ishna.
currently sat uh, at her desk with illuminated by a flickering oil lantern in the area. Currently, she's looking at some various magical items, as well as some explosives material that she's been tinkering around with for a while. And behind her is her cabinet that she guards vehemently from you all. That contains her other items. As for good old Raymond Clausen, Raymond has his setup very similar to his compatriot Lee, where he's tossed up some pinup girls. However, the key piece for his area is he uses as like a as like a shade for his bed, he has two stolen, burnt UN flags what are they called? Projector, the things that cover windows.
Drapes?
Window
Curtains.
shades.
Drapes. I think drapes is the right word.
Mm.
So, you all were briefed by your commander several hours ago, and like I said, you all have about an hour to do whatever it is you want. Before your guys' mission. So what's everyone up to?
Okay.
Finding red paint.
Finding red
I
paint.
guess I'm gonna pack a lip of dip and go and find any unattended helicopters that no one will miss.
Well, your guys' helicopter is staged outside of your hooch.
I'm gonna. It's either unattended helicopters or bits of metal.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're a harp, right?
Me? No, I'm a dwarf. I'm a
Oh
dwarf.
no, sorry. Reggie is a harpy.
Yes.
My little main man, Reggie.
I
I
need,
believe Reggie is an owl harpy, if I remember correctly.
correct. I need red, orange, and yellow paint.
Okay, Reggie, you trot out of the hooch in an attempt to locate paint. As you exit, you can see immediately in front of you your guys' aircraft currently tied down with covers on it, and the mechanics were working late into the night preparing it, making sure it's ready to go for you all. Well, looking to your left and right, you can see there are rows of other hooches with similarly staged aircraft, as well as some you can see that are either you can see some of the crews getting out there beginning to do maintenance on them, or you can see various people some various people heading towards the area where you know the chow hall and gym is. So you're going to look for paint. You work your way over towards your guys' hazmat site to see if you might be able to acquire it from the individuals there. As you as you go down in that direction, you end up coming upon this small, simple brick building, and in front of it is on the front of it is like two closed, very heavy metal doors, and on the outside of it, you can clearly read that it says hazmat location and instructions to bang on the hatch for entry.
This is the place where I will find paint.
Likely.
And he knocks on the door.
Slamming on the door after a few seconds, you can hear like latches being lifted on the other side, and with a very loud creak, it breaks the sounds of the nighttime of all the bugs and insects that just permeate this section of the world. And you see peering out from behind a small little Yamato who seems to have his hair cut into a extremely obnoxious looking mohawk that's cut tight to his head so his hair all stands on end. And he looks you up and down, just like, oh, what do you want, pilot?
What's his insignia? The rank?
Peering up onto his collar, you can see that he's designated as a sergeant.
I will go. Hello, can I have some red, orange, and yellow paint, please?
He looks at you with a little bit of question. What do you need it for?
To make my helicopter go faster.
He looks at you with a bit of questioning regarding your logic. He's like, sure, let me see what I got in stock. Hold on. He says he waves you in as he turns around.
Okay, you will follow.
As you enter this area, as you enter this small building. You can see that there's stacks and stacks of cabinets on the inside, and just this overwhelming smell of oil and other forms of like neutralizers fills your lungs, and it gives you a slight burning sensation as you enter the area. You can see there's a couple privates off in the corner. They seem to be taking inventory of some various cans of certain chemicals. And the sergeant goes over to a dossier, begins to flip through it for a brief moment, and he tells you that they have one. He's like, what do the Terrans call this? We have one rattle can of red.
This will do.
Okay. He turns around, opens up one of the cabinets, and looking through it, he pulls out another dossier as well as a can, and hands you the can, and as well as tells you to sign it out.
All right. Scientist diddly do on there.
All right. You sign for the can, and you head off to do whatever god awful thing you want to do with that.
Paint flames on it.
Can. All right. So, while he's off doing that, Eshna, what are you gonna get up to?
Ishna is going to, knowing that our medic is essentially down, she's going to try to make some help potions at her desk.
Okay. Give me a crafting roll.
That Matt?
There's going to be brain power and crafting.
How do I roll?
On the chat log, there's dice at the bottom, and you can add your modifier. You just click the D20, then click the plus until you hit it, or you can just type it in.
So it's craft, not magic.
Yes, you are trying to make a potion through means like that, unless you're trying to like. How would you want to use magic in this regard, like to make it? Vix, why are you just circling Crusaders? Hey.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you go through through the amount of supplies that you've managed to acquire, and you do manage to craft a certain amount of standard health potions over the course of the next about 15-20 minutes. Some of them don't go quite right, but majority of them do. You manage to make five standard health potions.
It is what Ishna does for the rest.
Okay. Let's see here then. Lee and Raymond, what are the two of you up to?
I'm trying to find any. Per se, do we have an armory here on this base?
You guys do. Based on your previous operations, you know that the armor in their shop will be coming around soon and making sure all the aircraft are armed.
Do we have a sort of graveyard for anything that's not useful anymore when it comes to parts off vehicles or other such things?
You would be able to find a dermo bin, yeah.
Okay, I head there to see if I can find anything useful. Some good old sloppy seconds.
Okay, heading off to the far side of the base, you work your way past the guy, past the hut. You had your briefing on. You can see there's some. You also make your way past the PT field. You can see that there's individuals there currently doing their morning toe touches, all that jazz. And you can and you make your way past the chow hall. The sounds of individuals in there eating, laughing, etc. Fills the air as you reach there. And then just past that is this tiny little about 20 yard by 20 yard gated off section with a huge sign over the top that just says Dermo, and you can see one lowly private sitting there on a folding metal chair, smoking a cigarette, and he just looks completely disheveled and tired.
Hey, Private, how are you today? Can I see his name on his uniform or anything?
Yep. Uh, looking his rather scruffed up uniform over. Vix, what's the kid's name?
He will be Private Benson.
Benson?
What was that? Benson?
Benson. Bensen.
Okay. So you can see it says Benson on his name, and now that you're closer, you can actually tell that this is clearly a Valley Elf. However, unlike most Valley Elves, you can see that he actually has a rather scraggly beard on his face, and he just kind of like spits at the ground and just looks up at you from his chair in just a completely flippant sort of way. It's like, I've been here all goddamn night. How do you think it's been?
True, true. Could I perhaps get access to this area, please? Because I have an upcoming mission. I would like to see if I can, just acquire some things from this place.
The fuck do you want trash for a mission?
I don't know.
You know
could
this
find
is the
something
dump,
neat.
right?
I know. But people throw away valuable things all the damn time, so, you could find like a good piece of metal in there or something. Who knows?
He looks you up and down for a brief moment and is in a little bit of thought. It's like, well, my job's technically to keep people out of here. What's in it for me if I let you in?
Well, that is a good thing. You say, I'm not a very big fan of threatening someone, and it really does sound like you're threatening me somewhat. This could be some form of blackmail or something.
And you are trying
I'm a genuine member of this here unit of, upstanding fellows, and I don't take too kindly to, I don't know, something that's your suggestion. So if you could let me pass, I would be very thankful, and you would just look the other way, if you know what I mean.
Oh
He
my
takes
God.
a really deep drag from his cigarette and then flicks the still burning butt at you and is like, how about you fuck off?
Oh my
Well,
God. The autism and
I see you have chosen the hard way, my friend. So, do I have any extra cans of dip on me, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, you had the one, you have a, you got a couple, you got like 2 left in your back at your hooch, and you got like 1 half can on you right now.
I take out the can and wave it over and have, like, I don't know, another 2 full cans of this stuff. And if you let me pass, I won't break your balls. I won't hurt you, but look, you can get this half can and I won't hurt you. How's that say? How's that for you?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Fuck. What would one use for that?
Wait, did you want to do persuasion or did you want to intimidate him? Because you're also telling him that you won't hurt him. So I'm confused on where you're going. Where you coming from?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find myself some things.
Yeah, I mean, initially you were trying to just tell the guy just like, hey, look the other way. Now you're kind of bribing, kind of threatening. I'm a little confused too.
I've never met a person like this in my entire
Confusion
life.
works on an enemy. I aim to confuse.
I mean, you're a part of the same team. You're confusing me.
Yeah, but he's just some lowly private who was told to fucking guard Dermo.
Could I use my brain power to outsmart the dirtbag private?
How do you want to do
You're gonna
it?
get a negative for that.
How are you gonna try to outsmart the dirtbag private?
Well, he's confused on whether or not I'm threatening or bribing him.
No,
The
I'm
man doesn't
confused,
know
not
which.
him.
Oh, shame.
I mean, you could have told him Jet authorization in the first part and tried to outsmart him there, but
Ugh.
I don't know. Get
Too late,
inventive.
I'm done.
Get creative or bribe him. Did we roll for gold?
No, we did not. You guys are level 5, so assume you would have this, your level 5 pay.
Okay. Let me see.
5 day, wonderful.
Do, 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 do. Let's
Do you
I'm
need a
still-
minute to
no, no, no.
brainstorm this, Jadwa?
I'm still
Yes, he does.
thinking.
Very much so.
Okay. Uh, Raymond, what are you up to? Well, Lee tries to fucking figure out what he's doing.
I'm gonna go ahead and start taking the cover off of the chopper and just doing little checks over it. Just making sure it's ready to go whenever the time comes.
All right. Heading
That
on out,
one,
you take off all the removed before flight, etc. You're kind of familiar with how to start the chopper up, but you do know it would be a 2-person job to get this thing up and going. But you do all your pre-flight checks for your area. After a little while, the armorers do come around. You see that there's a sergeant wearing some coveralls, as well as a few privates following him. And they come around and look your chopper over, check off some boxes on it, and you see them quickly attach several what look like rocket pods onto the side, as well as they place the 240s on the mountain pindles and place 6 belts of ammo on the inside with each 240.
Ooh. Thank y'all kindly.
The sergeant looks over at you, and they're just like, "You the crew chief?
Acting crew chief, but yes, aren't.
Sign this." He just hands a paper over to you.
I'm gonna look the paper over real fast before signing it.
It says It's just an inventory of everything, and he just put on the aircraft.
Okay, then yeah, I'll sign it.
Yeah, it's just like, "Hey, I gave this to this guy."
Yeah.
After that, you can see him start. You can see him gradually start, like, doing good old sergeant hounding at the privates, just basically getting them to move on to the next bird and go get more, and to get more of the supplies so they can arm up the next aircraft.
I'm gonna chuckle, and then I'm gonna start linking all the belts together for both me and Jadwa's 240s.
All right, that's easy enough. So you're just gonna have the equivalent of 6 belts in line.
Yep.
The 240s that are mounted up. All right, Lee, have you come up with an idea of what you're gonna do for this issue?
Well, I am not really getting anywhere talking to this bloody elf. I hate those guys. I'm trying to maneuver here, trying to get my brains all goodeds. So, the only redeeming factor about this fucking dude is that he's got a fucking kind of beard. Other than that, he's fucking hopeless. I'm just gonna, like, do some sleight of hand and put, like, 2 fucking gold coins on top of the dip and say, "Hey, you take this, look the other way, give me, like, half an hour in there, and, you'll never hear from me again. Alright?" I'm a sweating.
Give me your persuasion roll.
What would you do with persuasion again?
Persuasion,
Moxie
Moxie.
and persuasion.
Bug.
You gave him 2 gold and a skull can, so it's gonna be a lower. It's not gonna cost. It's gonna be an easier skill check, I imagine.
Yeah, but I'm rolling a flat d20 here, bro.
Okay.
Like,
It happens.
Hey,
man.
leave it to the roll
Just
gods,
fucking
man.
roll it, goddamn.
Bug. Some bitch. Get bug.
Sometimes it be like that.
He glowers at you a little bit and is like, "Nope. I've had a miserable night, and now it's your turn to have a miserable morning. Piss off."
You know what? He's coming with me.
Oh no!
He's coming with me. I don't care about if he has to stay at this fucking post. He's coming fucking with me. I don't care. He's coming fucking with me. He's going on that chopper with me. If he ain't gonna give me the armor, he's gonna come and fucking experience what I'm gonna have to experience without that fucking, at least like a scrap of metal or some shit. He's coming fucking with me. It's like, fuck.
You could probably just get the first sergeant and have him give you authorization to go back there. I mean, somewhat higher rank.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fucking go to the first sergeant or whatever. Fucking go there and say, hey, I need this private. I don't know why. I just fucking need him, and I need him now. I need him to come fucking with me on this mission. I don't care. I need some help. Fucking, I need him. He is a necessary item to this mission. I needs him. Fucking, I need this fucking dirtbag private right fucking now.
I should
Okay.
be encouraging this kind of behavior. I'm sorry, guys.
Fine. Jadwa, and you head off to the talk. As you make your way over to the talk, you can hear the sounds of your sergeant major inside talking with some individuals regarding maps, etc. As you enter into the open talk, you come across your CO, your XO, as well as the sergeant major. So not a first sergeant, your sergeant major. All there. They're currently discussing the plans for the battle and how everything's getting, and how everything should be going on schedule.
I enter, give a crisp salute, sir. Fucking, there's a private that I need to acquire for my duties, sir.
They stop their discussion and look at you a little bit confused. What would your rank be? 1 moment.
Oh no! This can
Crusader,
only.
want to help me out here? Do you know that guy's rank?
Say again.
I was just seeing if you still had it open because I know you looked up the cost, the money.
Yeah, we're specialists.
The CO, the XO, and the Sergeant Major all look at you a little bit confused, just like, you need what specialist?
A private, sir. One by go in the name of Private Benson, sir.
What for? Benson's on limited duty.
I need him to assist me in my duties of making a helicopter combat worthy and other such things, and I need his help.
The CO tells you flat out, no, we're not sending Benson on a chopper. Benson's currently has a busted rib, and we're not putting him anywhere.
Bastard.
You don't actually say that to him, do you?
No. Okay, sir. Have a nice one, sir. Now turn around and fucking leave. Fug.
Okay. So, back on over to our pilot. Reggie, you arrive and you find Raymond currently finishing up his pre-ops of the aircraft. and you arrive with your rattle can.
It's time to get to rattling. He will start painting flames on the helicopter,
What the fuck are you doing?
making it go faster. 10 feet faster
That's-
per turn.
That's not how it works.
Not what this ability said. Oh, you're in character. The humans tell me that red makes vehicles go faster. So I will make this vehicle red, and it will go faster.
Are you trying to make us a bigger target than we already are? You not see all these missiles on the side of our chopper?
Do you want me to paint?
Anybody with in that is gonna aim for us. Making us red is just gonna make it easier for them to fucking line up a shot.
Huh.
Are you trying to get a shot? Like, I know shit hasn't been good for you back home, but come on, man. don't
Listen,
don't do this to me, man. I've been on 5 of these shits already. I'm not
Fine.
trying to get shot
Family,
down
that
for
doesn't
some
mean
dumb
I
shit.
do.
alright, listen to this. I will paint the inside of it red. He'll immediately go inside and start spray painting everything red.
No. Can I tackle the bird?
Yeah, you can tackle the bird.
I-
Give me brawn rolls, each of you.
Oh,
for
God.
grapple.
Oh.
So CQB and brawn.
Well, here we go. Oof.
No.
Yeah, this Goliath of a man, as soon as you attempt to enter into the aircraft, just slams into you, and you feel the air leave your lungs as you end up, as the two of you end up falling through the far side of the aircraft onto the dirt and flight deck.
You make a fair point. So, how about this? I'll just keep the spray can in case we need any spray.
How about you paint the top of the rotor blades on the parts that don't move?
That's actually a good idea.
Don't spray anything that I'm signed for.
Ah.
Okay?
Well, yep.
Okay.
I just didn't think
I'll-
about
I'll-
that.
Use your brain. You're the one flying us.
Don't worry, I'm very good at that. He will get to work spray painting the part of the rotors that he was told to spray paint that doesn't move.
Okay, so you go about spraying the rotor head red. So now, as the morning light starts to, as the sun begins to crest upwards, and the area starts to become more illuminated, you can see that the actual rotor head is now a bright, bloodish colored red, and that the rest of the aircraft's dark green exterior is very well accentuated by it.
Okay, good. He will pocket the red spray can and get to checking over, giving the aircraft a once over.
Okay, you and Lee go about your pre-op of the you and
Raymond.
go about your pre-op and begin to prepare the aircraft. You go through spin-up procedures, everything like that, and the aircraft is appearing to be functional.
Mm-hmm. Reggie looks at the missile pods and says, "They gave us these today?"
Yep. We are apparently going to be killing a lot of fuckers.
Woo!
Let me see here. The rocket pods. Okay. James, you're gonna probably want to write this down.
I'll put it on my items.
Yeah. You have two. You have 2 rocket pods, each with 4 shots. So you have 8 rockets in total.
Okay, 2 rocket. 2.
and what is it? They have a 30-foot radius and deal 5d12.
Okay, sorry. Can you repeat that last part?
They have a 30-foot radius and do
5d12.
5d12 damage.
Feet. 5d12. And what would I be using to fire these?
Piloting skill.
Nice.
They are stuck directly forward, so you gotta aim with the bird.
That'd be piloting skill and or would it be any attribute?
It would be your brain power, so what your piloting skill.
Oh,
So you're gonna get negatives on it.
hey. Whoa, what the hell? My screen's sort of fucked up now.
What happened?
Oh, it automatic. I activated my magnifier.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so Eshna, what are you up to? You've built those. You guys have about 20 minutes till dust off.
Ishna puts on her BDUs, she takes her golden ribcage, puts over BDUs, and then throws robe on, tosses hat on head, puts sunglasses on, wraps backpack, and heads out, staring at the horror of the bird that has been done. Shakes head with disappointment, and proceeds to enter helicopter.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
You enter the helicopter and place yourself on the crew chief seat. So it's the seat that's right in between the two pilots facing the back of the bird. As you plop yourself down there, you stuff your backpack underneath your seat and are preparing for your guys' final checks and final takeoff. Raymond, I'm assuming you're finishing up the checks with your pilot, Lee. Had been told off by your had been told fuck no by your CO and had a very grumpy private flick his cigarette at you. What are you gonna do at this point? You still only have about 20 minutes till dust off.
Lee is pretty pissed. So much so, he's been grumbling all the way back to the little barracks building where he has a fucking elf with a shit ass fucking beer, fucking command, fucking meal, fucking shit. Fucking, he's really pissed off, and to anyone who can see that, they know he's fucking pissed off. And when he gets back to the area, does the little fucking place we've been staying have like sandbags around it? Just curious.
Your hooch does not have sandbags around it. No, it's built into the ground.
Fuck. Ah. Shit. Would I be able to find burlap sacks in a short amount of time? Actually, I have pillowcases. Okay.
No.
I have pillowcases. Fuck.
Is there any
Damn it.
chance I see what he's trying to do?
At this point, no, because you are occupied doing your flight checks.
God
I
damn.
fucking go in the fucking building thing, grab all my shit that I need, fucking stare at my helmet for a good long second, going, I hate these people. Fucking put that on, fucking walk out, take my helmet off, put it under my seat, because I don't want to get fucking shrapnel off the ass, fucking sit down, very grumpy.
Sit down. You don't get to sit down. You're a gunner. You stand like a man.
Oh.
So I mean, you could like try to strap it to your balls.
All right. So
Protect
I mean,
the baby.
it does have the loop clasp thing. So I mean, hey.
So, with your guys' bird ready to go, spun up, and everything else prepared, you spot a squad of infantrymen approaching your aircraft. They stand about 20 yards out of your rotor arc and appear to be waving for permission to enter.
I'll give them a thumbs up and guide them to their spots.
All right. As you guide these 6 infantrymen into your, well, sorry, it would be a fire team, not a fucking squad, but you guide them in and place them and pack them in as tightly as you can into that area. And for the most part, the infantrymen seem to be doing the right thing. However, one of them does something that catches yours and Lee's eye for a brief moment. You see him as soon as he sits down back to the wall of the aircraft. You see him lay his rifle across his back with a muzzle pointed straight towards where Reggie's back would be.
Reggie,
Okay,
I'm gonna fucking yank that
at me
up.
seeing this, I get really fucking pissed off. Point at him. You fucking get off my fucking bird. If you fucking do that again, I'll fucking kick you off. Fucking put that gun in a safe direction, you fucking idiot. Just fucking shouting at him, telling him, fucking active, fucking do good, fucking don't be shit.
He looks at you a little bit shocked, and after a few moments, you see him turn his muzzle down and point it down at the deck of the aircraft.
Fucking there you go. Fucking idiot.
Reggie will just hear this going on in the back and go, sounds like someone's not having a great morning.
Shut the fuck up, Reggie.
All right.
Calm down. Let's get to work.
So, with this, it is your guys' flight time. Reggie, over your radio, you hear the command from the control tower, signaling you and the other aircraft that are in support of this mission to go and take off. Give me a moment.
You boys ready to go to hell?
Fucking been there, mate.
Sounds like it.
Rax 240 was
All right.
delicious.
Everyone gather round. I'm going to cast Bulwark on everyone.
I'm
see.
sorry. Is there sound effects?
Yep.
Oh shit.
This place is awesome.
For some reason, helicopter hovering isn't working for me.
Let me look. It says it's 16 seconds only.
Yeah, it should be playing, though it's not playing on my end.
How many soldiers are on there with us?
6.
6. Okay. So Ishna is going to spend 4 blood points on each one of them and put Bulwark on them.
Combat working? Yeah, modern combat's working. Okay, so yeah, your guys' combat one's working, but for some reason your guys' helicopter background isn't working for me.
I'll just put it on. I'll just open it up on YouTube.
I can just re-upload it real fast. Edit playlist.
So-
Update. The Afghan. MP3s. Helicopter flyover. Select directory. Update playlist. Alright, now we should hopefully have this thing working now. Nope. Still don't work. Alright. Fuck it. Sorry, we're gonna go without that.
It's fine. It happens.
So, with your guys' helicopter spinning up and the 6 troopers ready, you said you're gonna cast Bulwark on everyone?
Yeah. I'm gonna take 4 hit points on each one to get
Okay.
what is it, +4.
Yeah, they'll all gain that bonus of for each one that you would get it for. So yeah.
Oh, +4 on that one.
Huey ASMR.
Oh. 1.
Okay.
And then she's gonna spend some time to cover and kill her wounds using her magic.
Right.
And then she's also gonna put it on herself, using 8.
Okay. So you place Bulwark on all these on all these troopers, giving them all a small bit of feeling of protection as you see these small like magic orbs begin orbiting around like up over their heads, granting them some form of protection. As you all fly off as the aircraft takes off and begins to fly towards your all's destination with your glorious pilot Reggie
Woo!
taking lead position with your guys' landing troops. Give me a moment. Active here. There we go. As you all enter into this area near Hill 549, you immediately see that there is several artillery explosions going off that clear out the landing zone that you are to designate yourself within. I do not have a helicopter picture for you all. God damn it. That was one thing I forgot to do. Sorry.
Want me to send you one?
Yeah, if you want to.
No.
I'll just,
Take your time explaining things while I send you it.
helicopter UH-1, boom. Click, click, pick. Got one. We're good. Save. Click. Back. PC. Choose file. Bam. Oh, fuck it. Stupid .gif file. It's such a fucking retarded.
Why would someone make a still picture a GIF file?
No, JFF.
Oh.
J5 files. Because J5 file can't be uploaded as anything in this because Foundry does not recognize them as being real.
Download image.
They don't exist. They're like birds.
Yeah, Foundry is just like, this thing doesn't exist. No. All players, owner, save changes. There you go. Alright, you got a helicopter now. So.
Woo!
Woo.
And that thing, settings, appearance of 3.
You that helicopter's small as fuck.
There we go. Bam. So, as this happens, bear in mind, I'm just going to represent squads of soldiers as single tokens for ease of my sanity. Okay, stop. Hang on. What's going on with you right now? Oh, that's what's going on with you. I was wondering, just like, why is my mouse not working? There's shit on it. I'll have to clean it later. For now, that amount will do. There we go. All right. So, as your guys' aircraft immediately begins to touch down into the landing zone, you see those six troopers of yours immediately disembark the area as you all are now tasked with giving them fire support within the local region.
Yes.
Delete that guy. As you take off from them doing that, they initially push forward into the jungles below you. You can see them pushing outwards within, and you can immediately hear the sounds of combat erupting around them all. Oh, and the fight has officially begun as the hill appears to be clearly defended. You can see over paddies that there are individuals who are. You can see muzzle flashes from within the darkness, from within the jungles, as well as you can see that there are rows of defenders up above. With at your best count, you can probably see hundreds of troops that are squirming their way through the entire jungle like ants. You can only briefly see most of them as it goes on.
Oh, nice. Cheesy Pete's.
There we go. Now we got some combat sounds. So, James, you are pilot, so you are in charge of that fucking of where you
Oh.
guys are moving to.
Are we being shelled by this artillery over here?
That is not artillery. That's just a dude.
Oh,
But currently, their focus appears to be on the troopers down below. They are focusing heavy amounts of fire, and you know that the next wave of troopers won't be in for several minutes.
Alright, we're gonna have to take out those machine gun positions. So, let's see, what's the distance for the Huey?
Huey's speed 90.
90, alright. 90, and since I got that plus 10, we got 100 feet. And, wait, I can basically use my points to just get more distance, right?
Correct.
Alright, so let's see, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. There we go. Right here is basically my full movement.
Okay.
Alright.
You're able to move the chopper on your own.
Yep.
You don't need me to do it.
And I'm gonna get us over here, and I'm gonna get whichever side our gunner's on that machine gun position.
You have gunners
At
on
this
both
point-
sides. We're gonna say, let me fucking- we're gonna say that good old. I'm gonna say that good old Raymond's on right and Lee's on left.
Alright. So that would be my right side would be facing the machine guns.
Okay. So you set it up with good old Raymond facing outwards, and Raymond, go ahead and give me a quick perception roll.
85 and 75 feet away.
That's brain power, right?
Correct. What's blood from this one?
Dirty 20.
Looking downwards, you can spot that there are two what appear to be enemy emplacement positions on the east of the small pond. You could see sporadic machine gun fire coming out from them and raining down upon your the dropped off.
Can I call this out to James?
Yeah, you can easily communicate that to the pilot.
Okay. I used all my my AP, so I'll just have to get us set up closer in the next turn. But he is within 80 feet of this guy right here, and 85 feet on this guy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Pirate, quick question. How does aim shot work?
Aimed shot for a machine gun.
Yep, 240 is allowed to do it.
Mhm. I mean,
But,
you're stationary. You are technically stationary, so you would be able to do that.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. It is my turn, right?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna go with in the order of James, good old James. Then
I'll be right back.
Sorry,
You guys
going
continue
fast.
doing it.
So, we're gonna go James, Raymond, Eshna, Lee, in that order, and then enemies are gonna go at the end.
All right. Yep. Do 4 aim shots. Let's split it half and half between the 2 machine gun posts.
Okay.
So that is only 4. So that is 8 AP. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hit.
1, 3,
Firing your machine gun rapidly off towards them, the one who appears to be opening up on them more often, you can, as you launch a accurate barrage of fire towards him, you can see the muzzle of his weapon go upwards as he appears to go limp upon it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
As for the other one, you see a brief lull in his fire, however it picks back up even more rapidly at that point.
Hey, I'll do another 2 aim shots at him.
Hit, miss. Firing down, continuing your fire up towards the individual. You can see his machine gun still going off. However, you do see that there are individuals who are pouring out of that location, and one of them appears to be armed with a rocket and is preparing to aim it towards you.
Oh dear.
Eshna, what are you going to do?
Eshna folds legs up underneath her seat, and then she casts invisibility on the helicopter. 20-foot radius on 7.
Yep. Alright.
That is it. She must maintain focus.
5 AP, 2 minutes. Yep. So you gotta maintain focus for that requirement. If anything will break it, I'll have you do a grit roll to keep focus. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So, with that, after a brief moment of you all feel a wave of the magical energy push out of Eshna, and the exterior of your helicopter appears to slightly start to shimmer and vanishes before your very eyes, and it also affects you all as well from the enemy's perspective, at least. You all see it as normal, but they can't see you anymore. All right. Lee, you're on left. You're currently on left gun. What are you gonna do?
I can't really shoot anything because, well, there's no one present on my side, if I'm correct.
Yep. Yeah, currently speaking, no. There's not really anyone left gun. James is doing a right side strafe, so.
Don't worry, you'll
For
get
me,
your
because
turn.
that means I've got really nothing to do apart from. Could I look over to see if I can see anything else?
Yeah.
Just do the looks.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a perception roll.
That'd be D20 plus my brain power.
Yes. Brain power and perception.
Fuck.
Looking over towards the area, you can spot that there are several individuals who appear to be pouring out of some fighter holes down on the far side of an opening, and they appear to be moving upwards towards your friendlies. One, 2, 3, 4. All right. Because you all went invisible, the enemy have lost sight of you as a target. However, you can see their tracers begin to go upwards and shoot towards the other aircraft within the area. You see one of the aircraft gets clipped by a rocket and immediately begins to go down into a death spiral and slams down into the pond below.
No.
Beyond that, you can see the fighting appears to be intensifying from your troops, as well as the enemy troops below you. Top of the round, James.
All right, time to shoot one of these guys with a rocket and give my other gunner a chance. All right. So it'll be 2 AP to fire a rocket at these guys, right?
Correct.
Alright, it's gonna face forward, then fire at this, who has the RPG aimed at us?
He had it aimed at you, but then you went invisible, so he doesn't know where you are anymore. But yeah, guy right there, bunker.
I'm shooting the RPG guy with the missile.
Okay.
And hey, Compton, can you tell me what 10 plus 11 is?
21.
That's gonna be plus 21.
What? Never played blackjack before?
26.
Good hit. Go ahead and roll 5d12 3 times, because they're all within the radius.
Let's see, 5d12. How many times?
Thrice.
Alright, let's see, where's my d12? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Make sure you add x12 at the end of that. So roll a d12 one more time for that one. And also it has to be, it's 5d12, bro.
Oh, sorry, I'll add 2d12 and then x at the end?
No,
You want to add
just copy.
x12.
Just copy what I'm about to put in the chat.
Okay. Ignore the 5, 12. Alright, ignore these two. I just gotta get rid of it. Alright. I will copy. Control C.
Control C, Control V. Don't forget to remove the period at the front.
Getcha.
Where'd you get that +2 from?
I thought you said add +2.
No, he didn't add, he rolled 3d12, not 5d12.
Oh, okay.
Right, so that's one.
then-
Roll that 2 more times.
Oh, okay.
With the amount of damage this is doing, adding +2 is not going to be a big deal.
Oh, whoops.
You kept the period, bro. You gotta get rid of the period.
Yeah. Whoopsies. Oh.
Oopsie daisy.
Eh.
Alright, one more time.
Yay, they're dead.
Launching your rockets off toward, shifting the helicopter over, you feel feeling the lurch of the weight shift. You, Lee and Raymond, you can feel as the weight of the aircraft shifts, your gunner's belts go taut as your weight is shifted along with it, and from Lee's perspective, from the left side, you see one of the rockets go flying out of the pod in front of you, leaving a burning trail of smoke behind it, and it slams down into the enemy's bunker, and you see a massive fireball come outwards from it, and you see no movement down below. Reggie.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll give my other gunner a shot at him.
All right.
There's no one left. They're all dead.
Uh,
Well, those guys were.
well, whoever's still around, I'll let the other gunner take shots at. So let's see.
All these guys are well within 240 range.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're good. You can. That was just one attack.
Don't worry.
Do I wait for my turn for this, or do I go?
You can go ahead and
Well,
go.
it's Raymond's turn first. So
Oh,
Raymond.
okay.
Is the aircraft turned to the right now?
The aircraft is turned left. So left gun is towards the enemy right now.
Okay. That's what I thought. Now I'm just gonna resecure my belts and look over on this side to see if there's anybody that's look over on my side to see if there's anybody down or any fuckers sneaking through the woods.
Give me a perception roll.
Oof.
As you look down there, you can't spot any enemies through the thick vegetation of the trees. However, you do notice that there appears to be a rather sizable group of your own troops that appear to be gathering and making what seems to be a what's it called, a wounded staging area, and that is rapidly filling.
Ooh, boy.
Oof. I'm gonna relay that to the pilot and tell him we probably need to get ready to pick up the injured.
Alright, let's see. 100 feet. We'll, pull around here. Is it okay if I go ahead and move the helicopter?
It's currently going to be Eshna's turn, so on your turn you can.
Yeah.
Wounded staging area. Eshna, I think you're going to keep your focus.
That is correct. We should not continue to the focus.
Alright, Lee, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to do like a aim shot at the closest dude, like that man's.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, that would be my ballistics machine gunners.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, good. 320.
Hit.
15. Okay. What do I roll for the damage?
D12 X12.
Slash R D D12 X12.
D12.
That's why I opened the server an hour before so you guys could set up these macros.
Yeah. Jade, well, you really gotta write down your damage that your weapons do, dude. This is becoming a problem.
Yeah.
I usually just put it under my under the weapon in my item slot. It makes everything easier.
So it's slash roll D12 X12 or something.
Slash R D
Slash R
space D12.
D12 X12.
Oh, could it be? Yay, 10.
Alright. Firing your machine gun down towards the individual, you see him duck behind some tree cover, as the rounds whiz through the tree, and you can see a splatter of blood from behind him. However, you can see him start peering back out from the tree and laying down more accurate fire towards your troops.
I shoot him again.
Second verse, same as the first.
Ah. Oh no.
Firing your machine gun off as he is attempting to get as small as he can while he's firing. Your rounds whiz over his head, impacting all around, but ultimately missing.
Okay, so I fired twice. AP takes up. Firing's usually only like, what, 3 AP? I'm trying to remember. It's been like 2 weeks since I've played. I'll shoot one more time and then finito my turn.
Okay, good. Fire it up.
Oofda.
14.
Continuing to fire your machine gun off, you ultimately do end up missing once again. Your rounds whizzing through the trees, lopping off branches, and ricocheting all around. You can see your tracers impact off rocks and go flying in various directions, and you do not get a hit.
Oof.
Is that all you're gonna do, bud?
Yeah, I said I would end my turn after that shot.
Okay, just making sure that's still what you're planning on doing. Alright, give me a moment. Going for the enemies. Alright, enemies and allies are rolled for. You can see your enemy, the enemies going about their fighting. Several of them begin to, you can see several of them begin to push further outwards, exposing themselves from the thick tree cover, and begin to fire towards the one individual from your from the other chopper. As you can see him attempt to rescue himself and swim towards safety. And use Marcus's old guy.
Oh no! Marcus!
I'm gonna use Marcus as his token. You can see rounds impacting off the water nearby him as he's attempting to swim away, and you can see blood pooling in the water nearby. The other troopers on your end push forward, however, as one of them breaches the region, one of the enemy troopers on the far side opens up on him, and he collapses to the ground as you see him enter the opening, enter the clearing.
Oh. We have to save them.
We are back at our pilot, Reggie.
Alright. 1 second. I gotta pull up my guy. Oops. It keeps resetting my stuff, so I don't know how much AP I have sometimes. Alright, so 12. Alright, I am going to lob another rocket at the group who is shooting at the defenseless pilot.
Okay.
Don't need to be using all these rockets so soon, so I'll try to save the rest.
We had 8 of them, don't we?
We have 8 total. We're about to be down to 6.
Hmm.
Does a 34 hit?
Yes, 34 hits. Who are you shooting at?
The ones who are shooting at the pilot.
There's these two guys. These two guys here are both shooting at him.
Who's laying down the most fire on him?
The one on the left.
He's going down.
Okay.
Alright.
Roll damage.
5, 12, x 12. Bye. 38.
Your rocket goes flying off from Raymond's side, with a deafening whoosh noise as it exits. It slams into the ground right in front of this man, and as the dust settles, you can see nothing remains of him but boots.
Alright. And
Smoking boots.
nice. Alright, I'm going to move our helicopter over here and prepare a landing. But I'll let our gunner on the right side, I'll turn it around and let the gunner on the right side get shots at the this guy over here before we land.
Okay. You begin to go and prepare for a landing next to the casualty collection point. And as you do so, you flip the aircraft around and begin and come to a brief hover, holding just above the tree line for Raymond to be able to fire towards the enemies. Raymond.
Fuck. I was doing math. I'm not.
Math.
I stopped. Yep. I was trying to think of something up. What were we doing? I know somebody was stuck in the water.
Pilot's down in
And
the
some
water.
of the-
Cheem shot one of the guys with a rocket, and he is currently preparing for a landing near the casualty collection point.
And I gave you a shot.
with you.
I'll get some space ready. Make sure all the seats are up, so we can fit as many stretchers or personnel in here as fast as possible.
Okay. You immediately start throwing the seats up, getting the location ready. Your gun flops down on its pintle, going muzzle to the deck, and you have the area cleared out where it looks like you might be able to fit like maybe 7 or 8 packs in here if you're stacking people.
That is all I will do.
Okay.
Ishna is going to continue to do the same because it's keeping us from not being shot.
Okay.
It's his
All
best
right,
move, even though boring.
Lee, you're up.
Okay, I am going to get all of my medical supplies prepped. Like my IFAKs, and I think like my 1 medical potion or whatever. I'm gonna get all that shit prepped and shit like that. Oh, yes, I will be here to help people. No, I'm really fucking pissed off. And that's all I'm gonna really do. Just get it all prepped, all ready to go, all that shit done.
Okay.
So I can help save some young 19-year-olds' lives or some shit.
Okay. Oh god, that went really badly for your team.
Oh,
Well, not you guys specifically, but your side. As you all come to the hover, just below you all, you can see tracers whizzing past you. The landing zone you guys are going in is incredibly hot from the incoming enemy fire. You can now see up on top of the hill in front of you guys, there are troopers beginning to move, enemy troopers beginning to move. You can see them start placing down emplacements and various other objects. You can even see what appears to be them setting up what seems like technicals in certain areas.
That's fun.
oh lord.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, give me a moment. I can make this thing more notable. Two update token. Edit appearance. 2 by 2. There you go. Now you can see them clearly. The technicals.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that, it is the top of the round. James.
Alright, we're gonna go land and pick up some injured troopers as close as we can.
All right. So, you go and you land, and as you come down for a landing, we're gonna say you're landing with Lee's gun towards the towards your guys's friendly side. As you land, you see that some of the troops are looking a bit confused. They're feeling what seems like a massive amount of wind and debris getting kicked up from nothing.
Yeah, they don't need to know that we're here. They just need our, I guess our medic could just get out and grab them. Or we just have our guys.
We'll get. I'm the closest thing to the medic that this shopper has, except
Well,
maybe
just-
Vix.
Just whoever. Who
Stay on the 240. I'll go get them.
Bro, you're the one facing the enemy. I'm the one not.
No, Lee. No, Lee. Lee is. Wait. Lee is the one facing the enemy, so it's you.
Yeah.
I thought pirates that I was facing. Wait, yeah.
Wait, no, you're
Dragon
facing the Allied side, but the Allies are
You're
on the
facing the casualties.
Wait, who is?
Lee.
I
Lee is
am.
it?
Lee's door is closest to the casualties right now.
Okay, then you go get them. My bad for mishearing.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Because what was it? Our boy currently, Reggie currently has you pointed north, so he would be out the south. Is where
Alright,
is where Lee's door would be facing.
alright. Yeah, my bad.
It's all
Do,
good.
do we have a rope in this helicopter? You know, like for sea
We're already
rescues?
touched down.
Okay, with that being done, Raymond, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to watch the field and see if anybody has noticed us on the enemy side or is starting to take pot shots at our evac area.
The evac area is currently under heavy fire. At this point, you can see the technicals beginning to turn to bear towards the wounded troopers as well as the living troopers.
It's not very nice.
Uh-oh. It's not very cash money of you.
Alright.
I think I know what
Well,
I need
I'm
to
just-
blow up next.
I'm just going to start taking pot shots at anyone that's getting, well, at everybody. So, turns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hit. I assume you're shooting at the technical.
Yes.
Okay. Bring your gun to bear on the technical. You pepper its front and rear end. Its front and flank with shots. The individuals who were manning it appear to jump down and take cover. Go and roll damage for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5.
Oh,
I'm so glad I linked all the belts.
damn.
All right. As the enemy's truck gets peppered with rounds, you can the truck begins to like list off to the side slightly. It seems like you might have damaged one of their axles really bad.
Good. That should keep them fucked off.
Nope. Eshna, you're up.
Ishna is going to continue to
Ishna.
keep us close.
Okay.
How many wounded do we have on board?
0 at this point. You guys haven't loaded anyone.
Alright, she's gonna keep it close.
Okay. Lee.
Okay. So I detach myself from the helicopter, jump out, and shout in the best drill sergeant impression I can. You know the fucking word. Fuck over here now. Just fucking shouting as
You're
loud as I
invisible.
can.
They can't see you.
Oh,
No, I've already jumped off the helicopter onto the ground, fucking
It's a
away
20-foot
from the
radius.
helicopter. Motherfucker.
just grab him.
They can
You're invisible.
fucking.
Just tell him you're invisible
fuck.
and that you're taking him onto an invisible helicopter. Probably be the easiest
Fucking.
thing.
Man, fucking just. Fucking grab people, fucking just close the fucking can and say, come on, fuckers! Just try and investigate as many people that are either wounded or need the evacs just to try and best I can. Cause,
Give me a brawn roll.
motherfucker. A brawn?
Yes.
$16.
16.
Running out of the rotor arc now. The
Wait,
effects
I'm
of
a
the
dwarf, don't I? Can I affect my brawn at all? I can't remember.
Yes, you should be a dwarf.
I don't remember if that affects my brawn at all. I can't remember. Been like a week or two since I've read the fucking field.
So you
Anyway.
don't have it open so you can cross-check it?
I'm sorry about that.
I'm just gonna go with the regular fucking brawn roll because I can't be fucked to check that shit right now.
Okay. You jump out of the aircraft and run toward and run out of your rotor arc. As you exit the rotor arc, the feeling of the rotor wash pushes up against your back, and as you make it towards the area where the enemy, where the allies are collected, looking around you, you spot around a total of 12 wounded men. Looking over them all, they're in various degrees of damage. Some of them seem to have taken gut wounds. Some of them have bandaging over their eyes, and you can even see one or two that are currently missing limbs.
Can they now see me that I'm out of the invisibility
Yes, they can
range?
see you now.
Okay. So, are there any, like, medics or someone tending to these people, or have they just been moved?
There is, like, one medic / corpsman who appears to just be doing basic minimum combat triage. Like,
Okay.
stopping bleeding, keeping them from dying right now.
I point to him, get the most wounded onto that helicopter, and I point to where the helicopter is, because he can't see it, but I know where it is, so I point to exactly where it is, so he knows where the fuck it is. It's invisible, just fucking get them on there. Most wounded first. They take priority.
He looks at you rather confused, because he doesn't know where that aircraft is and tells you he's not going to risk running into rotor blades.
Fuck. Son of a bitch. Fucking hell! Ah! Fucking have to do it
You
myself, man.
could guide him. That way he knows
Actually,
the
drop the
path.
fucking invisibility so we can get these guys.
Ishna at this point looks over to the side and drops invisibility.
Thank you.
Right,
Help them get on here. I'll keep them suppressed.
So
Okay.
does the
You want
call...
Ishna to grab these guys? Ishna's not strong enough. These guys are too heavy.
Yeah.
At this point, Ishna
help
starts
the
grabbing out
Coleman. Yeah.
different components.
I help the Coleman with the people to the best
Okay.
of my ability.
The two of you managed to drag 6 of the wounded troopers onto your guys' chopper. As the wounded troopers are lying there, writhing in pain, you can see the ones who were missing limbs were given first priority. You can see one of them doesn't have either of his legs, another one's currently missing an arm, and the rest of them appear to have multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. They are currently bleeding profusely all over the chopper, and the corpsman immediately backs up and goes back to tending with the other wounded that he has to deal with.
Are they at least in some form of stable condition? Please tell me that.
Fuck no.
No.
Okay. Guess I have to break out my medical skills.
That's what we got you for.
Okay. So, where's my medical? There it is. It's
Hold
a
on.
5. I got a brain. Oh.
So, with the friendlies all loaded up, the enemies begin to bear down fire in a more directed pattern towards your guys' chopper in an attempt to keep you from taking off.
Fucking bastards.
Well,
Take back to you, Jesus.
For my last thing, I'm just gonna roll. Oh shit! What? I can. Eh.
2 hits. So one of the one remaining technical from up top begins to bear down fire towards your chopper. You hear the sounds of bullets whizzing through it and slamming into the carapace as well as the underside of your aircraft, punching holes through various regions. Ishna, as you are sitting there, you see a round goes whizzing through your bag and blows out one of your canteens, covering your legs with water. And then in our pilot's case, Reggie, as you are sitting there making your getting ready to take off, several rounds whiz through the glass, peppering your cockpit.
ah!
Your aircraft still appears to be operational, however, has taken a decent hunk of damage at this point.
Is everybody on?
Everyone has been loaded, yes.
Okay, then. I will, it's my turn again, right?
Correct.
Good.
You lose.
The technical that shot at me.
Yep.
He is going to go explodey now.
Okay.
Do.
Picking the aircraft up, grabbing hold of the collective, and wrenching it up, bringing it into full armpit. The aircraft shoots vertical immediately and takes you high over the trees.
All right. Here we go. 35.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Here, Control V. And that is. Oh, what's all this stuff? What?
That's exploding dice. That's normal.
Oh, okay. 92.
Oh my.
As you lift as the aircraft lifts into the air and you whip it around towards the enemy, you fire off one of your rocket pods. It launches in front of you, and you see through your broken spiderwebbed glass. It slams square into the engine block of one of these technicals. It explodes and flips backwards, landing and crushing the troopers who were manning it.
Cocksucker.
What about the other technical bits? Would
Uh,
have been dude.
I'll shoot it too. Our guys are not gonna survive that. So, let's see. D20 plus 21. Papa. 26.
26. That is a hit.
Boom. Wow.
Firing off towards this technical, through your broken spiderweb windows, you misalign the aircraft ever so slightly, and it fires, landing onto the right side of the technical, and you can see the entire thing get peppered with shrapnel. However, it appears to still be operational and starts training its gun towards you.
Let's see. I'll let, oh, sure. What is your name? Marcus.
It would be Raymond.
Raymond. I'm going to give you one last shot on it, and then I'm going to prep an action to get us out of the AO to bring the wounded to base. Or to the...
Okay, so
Or I assume that's what we're doing now.
more than likely, unless you just want to fucking dump them somewhere.
Nah, we'll take him back to base. But I'm gonna let him get a shot off on the technical.
Bit of a shame that we don't have a medical place set up not too far away from the field. Then we could just land there and drop them off and then come back.
Like an FOB, or is an FOB
Yeah.
the what we're at right now?
You guys came from the nearest fob. Yes,
Okay, yeah,
it's about a 30-minute flight away.
yeah. I'm gonna let Raymond shoot this technical. I'll tell him, take out that machine gun.
You got it. Pirate, I'm going to ask you this because I can.
Yes.
How likely would it be if I just went... question, are we rearming if we get to land back at base?
You have the potential to rearm, yes. But you have to remember, every minute you guys aren't here is a minute these guys are getting fucking hammered.
Okay. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do.
Right?
You probably won't need to be sorry for it.
Oh, I know what you're about to do.
Laughing's good.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Don't worry, I have plans.
Is he gonna blow up the helicopter?
No, he's gonna
No.
shoot the entire belt.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
I did the math. 96 charges for 6 belts of 16.
Oh,
Because that's what the manual says
You gonna-
right now.
Are you gonna shoot all of those people up there, or just the Humvee?
As many as I physically can.
Okay. 'Cause it would be not very wise to shoot only the Humvee.
That's a lot of dice.
Oh. Yeah, I heard one natural 20 in there.
3 nat 20s.
Was that a sound effect for Nat 20?
Yeah.
Yes, I have the intervention sound effect.
I'm gonna love this place.
Yeah, I have the Modern Warfare 2
That's
intervention.
awesome.
Welcome.
Okay. I'm gonna let you do this. There's gonna be a cost.
Ooh.
240 be broken. I know.
You're burning the fucking hell out of this barrel, my guy.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I accept
So, go ahead and roll damage.
How much damage?
This bitch is gonna roll at disadvantage because you fucked this gun up so bad.
Oof.
Oof.
that. Yep.
Dude, burn barrels are not good. Like, on a 240, they go to like 20 MOA with a burnt barrel. It sucks.
Yep.
Bird barrel's the only.
What kind of... Should I do like 60 D12
Yep.
or something? Alright.
'Cause it's impossible for me to track 85 dice at once. I know some of them had to have missed.
Jeez.
Raymond,
Everything.
you just say balls to the wall, fuck it. And just hold the trigger down completely. As long as you can, training it down on that technical. You see your tracers whizzing off of it. You can see several of the tracers as they ricochet off. They actually end up hitting other troopers. Everyone in that entire region is just dying. Gradually, as your fire continues, you see your barrel get redder and redder and redder, and eventually, as you reach towards the end of your belt, you have to clear several stoppages, and the final like 100 rounds are just cooking off. They just completely go through the gun without your input anymore.
Okay.
Towards
What's
the
it
end,
finally?
you see through all the fire and destruction that the technical now appears more akin to Swiss cheese than a truck. And looking down towards your gun, you can clearly see that the barrel has been almost melted off. It is still functional, but it ain't shooting good.
All right.
Functional, quote unquote.
Just for the sake of roleplay, I'm gonna smack the quick release and rip that barrel off, and stick my arm out the door with it, and just sort of wave it, try and cool it off some.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Ashna. Yeshna.
Ishna.
We're out of here.
Ishna is going to spend time casting heal on all of these men. 5 of them. She's going to start with the legs off. The 2 leg off is going to get heals. It's a +1.
Okay.
Oh, it's not a D10. I'm sorry. It's a D10. I must ignore that time.
Sorry, it's course of habit.
As you attempt to perform healing on this individual, as you're going about it, you manage to begin to subdue the bleeding. However, one of his legs doesn't seem to heal quite right and is still bleeding.
We are going to try again on this guy. He actually only killed for 2 points. That's it's not doing well.
Attempting to heal him once again, you hear him regain some semblance of consciousness, and he starts screaming out in pain. However, you can see the color in his face he is going completely like stark white in the face. He appears to be going into shock.
Fuck.
Fuck, Ishna's going to kill some more. The other guys are probably going to die. Here we go. Oh, there. Okay.
There you go.
Heal
Managed
for
to
10.
make that healing requirement threshold. So, you managed to, after pouring in even more effort into your healing spell, you do manage to stabilize this individual, and he appears to be surviving.
Now, Ishna is going to kill man with 1 leg.
Okay. Moving on to him having just had your issue with this other trooper, you figured how to do this one right, and you managed to quickly get him healed to the point where his leg seems to have formed its skin has formed itself over the wound, and he is not bleeding at all.
Now she's going to heal man missing arm.
Okay.
Dang, nice.
Similar effect to that man. You managed to quickly heal him, and he appears to be stable.
At this point,
3 more injured troopers on your herd.
At this point, Ishna is very tired. She looks to others and says, "Kill those other men, the ones with the holes in chest." And then
That's
their
my
turn is
job.
done.
Okay. Lee.
I'm gonna do some medical shit with one of my IFAKs. How many uses does an IFAK have again? It's like
1.
or 4. Oh, 1. Good. Oh. Okay. I have a health potion and 2 IFAKs, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna heal. Go with one of the first guys and start doing fuckity bouts. So that would be D20, I think. Wait, no. What would it be again? I'm trying to remember.
D12
Because
plus
IFAK.
medical. Sorry, D8 plus medical skill.
D8 medical.
I guarantee it's a 0 for you.
Medical.
Medical, physical.
Yep.
Huh? I am confused. I do have stuff in medical.
What did it not
You didn't
save?
put it on your thing.
Pretty sure. Unless I'm reading that wrong.
Machine guns, heavy weapons, mechanical, modern
Oh,
armor,
no.
seer armor, and medical physical. So you have a +1.
Yeah. Somebody rank? No, what is that? Yeah. Oh wait, that's a D6 book. I was supposed to roll a D8.
D8.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
8.
Going up to the man with a sucking chest wound, as you push away, as you remove the man's flak and also cut and also rip away his shirt, you can see a round went right through his lung. His lung was appearing to collapse. You quickly pull out the correct bandaging types and begin to dress the wound correctly. He appears to be stable and he'll probably survive the roughly 30-minute flight back to your guys' base.
Roll him on
Okay.
the side with collapsed lung down.
Huh.
It'll breathe longer.
Good job.
Alrighty then. How bad a condition are the next two in?
Just to have a chest wound. They are both looking very pale at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the one with the chest wound and give him a healing potion or whatever's. That's just the what's the thing?
A healing
either
potion is a
D8 or
straight
D-
D8.
I guess D8. Why won't that fucking go? There we go. 5.
As you force the man to attempt to drink this health potion, for the most part, he gets a good chunk of it down. However, he ends up spurting back out blood and a lot of the potion.
Shit. Can I tell if he's actually healing somewhat with it?
Looking down towards his wound, you can see that it appears to be attempting to suture itself shut. But it's slow.
I point at Vix. Do you have any healing potions?
I have 6 of them in bag under seat.
Okay, thank you. If he starts dying or something, you fucking just pour him down his mouth, okay?
Copy that.
Anything else you're gonna try to do, bud?
I'm gonna use my last IFAC on Last Mans, who's got a gut wound.
Okay.
We don't have anything for a gut wound.
We should have
Gonna
a
be alright,
fact.
buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was just making a reference.
Rushing up to the, going over to switching your attention to this individual, you immediately begin to pull out clotting bandages and stuff like that and begin to just stuff the wound in every attempt to prevent it from bleeding more. As you begin to stuff the wound, you note that the bleeding on the outside appears to have stopped.
Okay, good. I do one final check of man with hole in chest itis to make sure he's at least on the way to recovering.
Looking over towards him, you can see that he appears to have lost consciousness.
Ah, fuck.
Chest compression, boy. I think.
Check to feel pulse. I hope he's still alive.
You can feel a faint pulse.
Motherfucker. Well, guess I'm doing chest compressions.
I mean, is
Why
it
are
from?
you doing chest impressions if he's got a pulse?
I don't know. Fucking weak pulse. Give him a fucking health potion or some shit. I don't know. Give that shit
Take
to
the
me.
potion out from bag. Quick, grab bag. I got hands folded.
Fucking grabs bag. I has bag. Take potion. Fucking, because at least he's unconscious now, so he won't throw it up anymore. Just pour some down his fucking gullet. Make sure he fucking gets that shit. And D8.
Ooh.
Motherfucker.
As you attempt to force more potion down the man's throat, it gets you nowhere. You can hear a slight gargle, and you're uncertain as to how effective that was.
Has his wound sutured up? I think is what we're trying to find out. You know, like the wound itself.
How's his wound looking? Is the
It
question.
appears to have stopped healing itself, leaving a small hole in the man's body.
I try to at least try my best to do stabilization shit, making sure he ain't fucking dying or something. Trying my best here, man.
Give me a medicine roll.
That's different from medical, isn't it? Or is it just
Sorry, it'll be medical, so it'll be D20 plus 1.
medical and
Physical.
medical and brain power, or just
Yep,
medical?
add your brain power to it.
Okay.
Oh,
You're not dying today, you son of a bitch.
Alright. James, it is going to be your turn after the enemy's turn.
what about my prepared action?
Which was your prepared action?
It was to move us out of the AO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do
The enemy
that.
get their turn, then you're fucking running.
Oh, boy.
As long as there's a technical or anything left. Various bits of small arms fire continue to pepper your guys' aircraft. You can hear it pinging off of the underside of your aircraft, as well as you can see tracers flying all around you. Raymond, as you're sticking your hand out, holding the flaming hot barrel out of it, you can even see one or two tracers just whiz right by your hand. However, there appears to be very little impact on your aircraft beyond what would probably be some cosmetic damage. And you continue your extraction out of this AO.
Hmm.
Take that. Yes, there. Oh, wait. I need to activate this one.
You cannot switch scenes until resources finished loading.
Not that one. You guys should come to the background in a moment.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
What's up?
I'm not getting anything. It glitched out. Oh, there it
In a
is.
moment, it's just trying to catch up. That's a fucking
There we
huge
go.
map, but that's not the one we're dealing with right now. I just didn't. I activated the wrong one.
I count 6 technicals.
Technicals.
Don't worry,
It'll be
that can come later.
fine.
Oh my.
Raymond's really good on a machine gun, so I'm not worried.
Okay, for some reason this doesn't want to load the helicopter background anymore. Cool, whatever. All right, so you all continue your flight back to your guys' forward operating base in your airfield. As you on your return flight back, you see the second wing of choppers going out and bringing more troopers down toward towards the hill.
Oh boy.
After your brief 30-minute flight, you all manage to return to your guys' landing zone. and land without incident. As you land in the area, the base is bustling with life, as there are individuals being loaded off of several other wounded being unloaded off of several other choppers, and you can also see some of the armament, some of the individuals who manage armaments going about and rearming some aircraft with various bits of ammunition and other supplies.
I'm going
What are you
to I'm gonna work on the vehicle and try and fix what I can.
Okay, give me a mechanical roll.
Would that be mechanical brain power?
Uh-huh.
And I get a advantage on that because advantage to repairing engines and vehicles. So let's see. D20, 100.
Ishna is going to use this time to get health back up to top notch.
Yep, you can take this as a short break, as a smoke break to get and use your hit die to heal.
19.
All right. So, you immediately start going over the. As you make it out, as you land, you spin down the aircraft and double check everything. You go out and open up the cowlings and double check your engine. As you're going over your engine, you find there's a couple hydraulic lines that were damaged. Thinking quickly on your feet, you end up using. I'm not joking, just for the sake of, because I know you didn't have anything. You literally end up patching some of these holes in these flex lines with duct tape.
Based.
Hell yeah.
Based
Duct tape and a
yeah.
fucking dream.
Oh, yeah. Duct tape,
Duct
fixes
tape and bubblegum.
fucking everything.
All right, I added a little bit more HP back to your aircraft. I've been keeping track of that off screen for you guys.
Gracias. How bad off does it look just from a view?
Looking over the aircraft, it appears that it's not nearly to the point where it's going to be knocked out of the sky. However, if you take some serious firepower, you could see it taking you down.
Can I get any more missiles onto the rockets into my rocket pods, or?
Attempting to flag down the armorers. The armorers tell you that flat out no, that those things have to be empty before they'll give you new ones.
Understood.
Can I get some more belts? And maybe a spare barrel or two?
The armorer screams over at some privates who do bring you back a belt. He does tell you, however, that they don't have any extra barrels for that gun.
Ugh.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep shaking the barrel, trying to cool it down.
Wait, do we have guns that we chose with us?
Yeah, they'd be in your hooch.
Oh fuck!
I
I'm gonna get out
have
real
an
fast and
idea.
go
Your
grab
hooch are on you, depending on if you brought it.
I'm
I
gonna jump out
didn't
real
bring
fast
it.
and go grab my spare 240.
Okay. While that's going on, the medical staff immediately begin to unload the wounded individuals and take them towards a triage tent. You note that two of the individuals are, whoever the doctor is that's overseeing them being brought off the aircraft, take two of them and are directed staff with two of the individuals to a different site than everyone else.
Do any of the wounded guys leave their guns? Have their guns on them?
No.
Ah.
Literally, that is triage step 1. You take weapons away.
Ah.
Damn right.
We should have took them from the site. Damn. That way, in
Last
case
thing I need is someone who's crazy off their rocker with a gun.
Oh
Yeah.
Fucking man. Next time we do a medical pickup, we gotta grab their guns too. They might have some M240s on them.
No.
Question. When I cast a spell, do I add like magical aptitude or anything to it? Or is it just plus my blood that I'm sacrificing?
Plus the blood. The skills in magical aptitude and stuff like that there are some that do that, but for the most part, that's just like it's a skill requirement to unlock certain spells.
Hmm.
And so not everyone can just do it. That's all.
Why no, Crusader?
Because guns stay in the gunfight.
Does
We are
nobody
going
have-
back and forth,
Yeah.
so we
All
don't
right,
need
so-
their
Yeah.
guys on the ground do.
Yeah. When we get down on the ground, we gotta grab a gun.
We're not
Shot
getting
out of
down on
fucking
the ground.
sky.
I know. I mean, like if you burn out a barrel, and they have a spare
That's why I
240. on the
grabbed my
ground.
240 from the tent.
Never mind.
So we
I
have.
have an M60
You
in
don't.
there.
You don't understand what I'm saying, but I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna try to explain it.
You guys are all getting magic shields. Look at the chat bar to see how much you all get.
Thank you.
Damn cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Alright. So, you grabbed your spare 240 out of your hooch and loaded it onto the aircraft, hucking the bad one onto the deck nearby. Fuck this thing.
I'm gonna yell at the armored guys. Sorry about this. As I mount mine on there, and rack it with a smile.
Alright.
Damn, Jig. That's a lot of damage.
Damn.
Well, we know who needs to be on the combat side.
Yeah. Sorry, Jade.
Yeah, it's fine. I haven't really shot at all this far.
I'm just joking. I'm not sorry.
Oof.
And then Ishna heals up herself.
Okay.
Before we
that
get back
be-
to combat, she's going to cast the invisibility again.
Okay. As you guys are doing your final preparations to relaunch the aircrafts, respinning the bird back up, you have another troop of soldiers who are being loaded onto your aircraft to go back. As they sit down, several of them grimace and look around in shock and surprise at all the bullet holes as well as the blood that's covering the inside of your aircraft.
Oh, quit grimacing. It's just a little blood.
First time in combat, motherfuckers. It only gets
Oh, we got
worse.
some greenhorn.
It's just Tuesday for us.
How many are there?
This is gonna be your blood soon.
You can fit 6 troopers into this aircraft on the back.
Welcome
And-
aboard.
The gruesome express.
All right, so you all take off the once everyone's loaded. Your glorious pilot. How are you gonna take us off, Reggie?
Well. What do you mean? Like, how am I gonna? Like super speed, like fast.
So
Super speed. Space.
Reggie
Very
gently pulls up on the collective, going nose downwards, and flies off, going low and tight over your guys' base. You can see it passing underneath you very quickly as you pass through and over the top of the base. You can see that there are individuals throughout the entire base who appear to be moving frantically to perform their own ends of the support operation.
Airwolf playing in the cockpit.
Hey, is that other pilot from the other chopper still down there?
Goddamn right he is.
He had enough fun in the helicopter. We can just pick him up on our way back. He'll be fine, guys.
All right.
First thing we need to do is take out those technicals.
On your guys' return, you note that the fighting appears to have pushed slightly away from the LZ you had used previously. However, it still is taking sporadic fire from the enemy. However, on your entrance, you note that the sky lights up with tracer fire from enemy technicals as well as enemy machine gun emplacements on the far side of the river.
Reggie,
Your
look
group,
back and say
your group of
invisibility.
troopers appears to have made it beyond the river. And are you ready to feel some pain?
Sheems, blow those fuckers up.
Reggie looks back
Moment.
to,
Hold on.
no.
It's Amy's turn.
Oh.
The status quo has changed. Now they're expecting you.
Uh-oh.
I thought we had invisibility turned on.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You got
I
that?
said it before we took off. But I was gonna put it back on before we got in.
Yeah.
Into
She,
combat.
Hmm.
Okay, then yeah.
You can
They're
still hear us,
firing
though.
blind.
You had to use that midway through the
Yeah,
flight then.
that would have been as soon as we got like near the combat.
Okay. Stand corrected though.
Each one of the soldiers just got a bulwark shield as well.
Okay.
And I wrote down the stats for it.
Yep.
Alright.
All right. So, James, as you bring the troopers in for a landing in the previous LZ, the squad that you had transported immediately dismounts and rushes off towards the water to get ready to fight the enemy. Looking over towards the casualty collection point, you can see it's beginning to overflow with individuals. However, there's a large group of people that the medic does not seem to be focusing towards at all. They seem to be completely a lost cause as far as you can tell.
Shit.
Oof. Poor bastards.
Do we want to go in and destroy those two new? Are those new technicals or
Uh-huh.
we want to go in and
Kill the
destroy?
bastards.
You guys were gone for almost an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to actually support these guys with fire, and then we'll come back and pick up these guys.
You are all fools. We should not be picking up these guys. This is a drop point. We do not have time to be going back and forth. All these men will die. We have to basically save who's in combat zone, bring to safe zone nearby, so that we can save more time and help others. Like drop them off in this relay point here.
Alright.
That is what should be done.
Alright. Let's. I'm going to pick her up off the ground.
Hopefully that didn't break the invisibility.
Probably not.
Nope. That doesn't break the invisibility. You are able to speak. Alright.
Alright, I'm going to move the helicopter forward. And we are going to fire. I'm going to fire on both of the technicals. Twice.
Alright. You guys are still
Twice?
invisible, so they're focusing on the troops below, not you.
Yep, twice. Alright, let's see this.
You know it only takes one to kill one, usually. Like, unless
Well,
you get a really
if it doesn't kill him, assume I'm going to fire again. Alright, this 1d20, 34,
Hit.
and we're going to control V. Yeah. 61.
What did I miss?
I have fired.
Not much. They brought they got friendlies back, and now they're back offering fire support to the friendly units.
Cool.
So, 61.
My.
Firing your first rocket off, it slams into the cover cover that the technical is using, exploding shrapnel into it. You can see the glass of the front end is completely destroyed, and that the entire front end appears to be down. However, the machine gun is still operational and is still laying heavy fire down on your friendlies on the far side of the river.
He is about to die. Yeah. 29.
That's it.
Yeah.
Firing off another rocket, it slams square into the center of the technical, exploding, and it rips the technical apart, leaving a hunking mess of slag iron on the ground where it once was.
It's very rude that I haven't paid any attention to the other one. So I shall correct this. Yeah. 33. $26.
Firing your rocket off, you end up hitting square into the front end of this, and its axle goes shooting up through the engine block, ripping the front half of the vehicle off, and you can see the troopers get knocked back and off of it. However, after a few moments, another fresh trooper jumps up on top of the gun and racks it and begins to fire down towards your friendlies.
Not for long. I'm firing again.
That's still a hit.
36.
All right. Firing your second rocket off, you end up clipping the back wheel of this technical, and it flips forward, going up and over the cover that the technical was using to defend itself, and it rolls down the hill and slams and comes to a rest, slamming into the river below.
Alright, then I'm gonna swing around for Raymond to get a shot on whoever is suppressing our guys the most.
Okay, you guys have eyes on the left and right, so both of them can shoot.
Yeah.
Start off with Raymond. Yeah.
I. Fresh belt.
Fresh belt, fresh gun. Don't burn the barrel on this one.
Yep. Nope. Only one. None of my current belts are linked together, like the last one was. So. Hold on. Fucking suppress this motherfucker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
All right. Everything over a 16 hits, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
15
7,
hits.
8. Yep.
Oh,
No, everything over a 50, over
Yeah.
a 16.
Yeah, I was saying 15 of my shots hit, right? Or did I miss
I'm
count?
double checking the count real fast. Yes.
15. Alright. Do this for the sake of speed.
All right.
I have to say, fuck everybody.
Peppering into the enemy troopers up above, you manage to cut several of them down with your machine gun fire. You can see that a lot of them immediately take cover, and some of them are beginning to rudimentarily fire back towards where the tracers are coming from, but they aren't coming close.
Alright. I will reload, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Ishna. Next.
oh,
turn.
sorry. Like that for a second. Ishna will continue to do as she has been doing, so that we don't get shot and all that.
Okay. Lee, you're up. Glancing out the left side of the helicopter, you can see the thicket below where your friendly troops have pushed to take cover. They took over the previous bunkers. However, you can see enemies moving within the tree line on the far left flank that are appearing to attempt to move and encircle the troops.
Am I able to shoot them?
You can see them, and you have a gun, so yes.
Okay. I shoot them. That's a 20, Motherfucker, if my PC fucking laptop would work. Motherfucker, why is that? Retarded piece of shit.
Nape of the earth, low and fast. Yeah.
$18.
Okay, so that's your stats for shooting once. So you're gonna fire one burst off at him?
One burst right now, and then depending on what happens, I'll fire another.
Okay. Firing off one burst, that's a hit. Peppering it towards one of the enemies, you can see him immediately begin to dive for cover as rounds come down towards him, impacting the area nearby, impacting the area around him, and you see him drop the Kalashnikov he had in his hand and immediately start gripping towards his thigh.
Get that artery.
I am going to shoot one more time. Does he have a buddy near him, perchance?
Yes, there's a bunch of them over there on the left flank.
Okay. I'm gonna do some suppressive clear. I don't remember how that is done though. Brain go dim.
Yo, no, don't do that. Ready to destroy your 249, your 240.
What? What?
All your belts are still linked together.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you want to melt yours, like I did mine, don't do suppressive or full auto.
Okay then.
Unless Pirate is going to let you, like, limit how much of the belt you're gonna let go.
Yeah.
That's-
23.
That's a hit. Right now you're just firing in controlled bursts. You're not just... So roll for damage, buddy.
Green. Bev.
Alright. Firing down towards the troopers. You end up catching one of them that appears to be running over towards that one you had just wounded. And one of your tracer rounds whizzes right through his head, and you just see him fall limp on the ground. I love how it's still using your old token.
Yeah.
It was an elf, wasn't he?
What's up?
It was an elf, right?
Yes, it was definitely an elf.
Fucking knife ears. Yeah, that's it for my turn.
Okay. Enemies real fast. Shooting at disadvantage. Miss. Hit. Miss. Miss. Okay, I'm gonna hit you once. Cool. So, with the enemies just roughly returning fire towards where the tracers have been coming from at them in the sky, you do hear several rounds ping off of your aircraft, and one or two of them you do witness as they pass pass through and bounce, and the tracer just bounces briefly inside the cabin of the aircraft. However, all of you appear unhurt from it.
That was fucking close.
James, you're up.
Is there a rotation of helicopters coming and going?
Yes,
Okay.
there are flights that are coming and going.
Alright, good deal.
Are any of the other ones doing fire support? Or is it just us?
You could see off in the distance in other sections of the AO, yes, there is other fire support going on.
I'm gonna come and bring the helicopter in and land it and
James.
what?
Why?
What are you talking about? Why are you what?
Why
We're
are we landing?
so that we can pick up the wounded. This is a war of attrition. We've got to take them to a secure point nearby or base. Crusader, what are we doing?
We are.
I want to kill them. We must kill them all. We've got like
Can I
one
what the
rocket
fuck out of
left, don't
J1
we?
character?
Please
Okay.
let
If
that
you land
rocket
directly,
go.
if you land directly on top of them, they will become invisible too. Use the spell to your advantage.
Yeah. So like this.
Yeah.
You're all smooth brains, as the parrots say.
James Baggy.
Well, I don't know how fucking magic works.
We've got.
I know how things that make sense work. Like a wrench and duct tape.
We still have some missile left. We
We
could
have-
destroy that enemy line in front of us.
We have 0
And then
missiles left.
Pick up the wounded and go
Wait,
home.
we have 0 missiles left.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
ran out of missiles.
Yep.
Oofda.
Yeah.
And I
Yep,
guess
so we
picking
need
up
to
the
turn it
wounded
back
and going
real
back
hard.
was the best idea.
I need to go
Yes.
get more missiles so I can blow people up more.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
I give
setting...
recommendation.
What is it?
I think that what we should do is grab as many more as we can. There are many that are down there by the forward operating base who are very, very injured. The medics are no longer aiding them. I highly recommend we pick them up and bring them back.
They're gonna die anyway.
I
Your
need-
face is going to die after I throw you out of this thing. Let's go get them. I will help them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey.
Right.
We
Okay.
barely have any medical supplies. We've only got like 3-4 potions left.
We have
Doesn't take
IFAX and
right, okay.
AFAX for our personal kits. They should have
Yeah.
Have me.
at least IFAX on them so we can help them to the best of our ability. It is not our job to cure them. It is our job to get them out of the AO and into medical personnel hands. Then immediately bring back fresh troopers. We can do this
If we're
if
going
we
back
try.
to base, we do.
You need to
Right.
get in contact with whatever medic is working in that point and help him load urgent patients onto here. Okay? Urgent
Yeah.
patients means ones without limbs, ones with fucked up faces, most likely missing eyes, along with any kind of wounds in the fucking armpits or around the neck. We have enough space, we can get 5 or 6, maybe more, if Pirate is willing to let us have them all close and snugly.
If you want to cram them, you can, but that might impose a pilot check if you get too heavy.
Pilot cunning?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I can.
So, touching the aircraft down next to the CCP. As you touch down, the rotor wash fills the area, and enemy rifle fire continues to slam down nearby. Who are you putting towards the CCP? Pilot.
I'm putting
Reggie.
Raymond on gunner duty, and I'm putting Lee on pickup duty.
Okay, flipping the aircraft
All right.
around to ensure that Raymond's pointed towards the hill. Everyone else is What is everyone else gonna do?
I'm gonna help people get on the helicopter and fucking, hey, fucking Corman, fucking get those people, get them on. And I'm also going to look over at the pilot and look at him. Is he wounded at all? Is my question. Like, how badly is he wounded?
Going over all of the wounded, just doing a quick triage that you can see. You can see that everyone who's actually still able to be in the fight is currently fighting. You can see individuals who have slung arms, who are literally firing suppressive fire out towards the hill with one hand. You have other individuals who are walking wounded, aiding and attempting to aid in the medical care. And the pilot himself, you can see that he has been heavily bandaged and is currently strapped to a stretcher.
Hmm.
Grab the worst ones, get them on here, the ones that they have no hope for. I will help you.
I hand 2
I'll-
health potions back to Vix.
I'll quickly look over this pilot dude. Do I recognize him at all?
You have seen him around base several times, but you haven't worked with him before.
Not my problem. Fucking, I go over to the fucking people who are the most wounded and start dragging them on, with hopefully the help of the corpsman or one of the walking wounded that's about.
Give me a brawn roll.
Hey,
Grabbing walking wounded. Why is... Oh, you're so stupid.
No, he's trying to
What
get the
is so
help of the
stupid?
walking wounded. He's not trying to exfil them.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. My bad.
yeah, fuck.
Going about the majority of them, you do manage to get some of the walking wounded to aid you in your efforts to bring everyone on board. However, you do struggle once you reach a Goliath who has what appears to be a massive hunk of shrapnel sticking out of his chest currently. He, like, about a good solid foot long of metal is just jammed into one of his lungs, going outwards.
Fucking hell.
And as you and the walking wounded attempt to drag him on board, you guys are being very unsuccessful. You can't pick him up.
Lee,
Motherfucker.
cover my gun, I got him.
Okay.
I must help my brother.
Doing that swap, give me a quick brawn roll. Buckle. You and the walking wounded manage to grab hold of this individual and heft him up into the aircraft, and you have loaded your aircraft to bear with 6 individuals at this point.
Alright. I'll take my position back, and I'm gonna hand Vix, his character, all 4 of my health potions.
All right.
Well, what is that? Okay, 7 health potions now?
Something like that. All right. What are you guys gonna do? We're on the pilot's go. If he wants to take more, you can take more. If he wants to fucking pull collective, pull it.
You guys want to take more? I got a very high pilot cunning check skill, so...
Yeah. Is there any
Grab
more
more, I
smaller
need
sized
more.
ones?
That'd be
Are
a...
there any small wounded?
That'd be a 21 for my pilot cunning checks, so I can do it.
Hey, Pirate, is there
Yeah.
any smaller species among the wounded that are easier to cram in?
Amongst the wounded, you can spot several. You can spot several harpies. Yes.
Okay, I grab some of them, at least the more mortally wounded ones, and chuck them on the chopper.
Okay, you grab hold of 2 of
boys.
the harpies and bring them onto the chopper with you. You now have an individual. You now have a load count of 8.
Alright, we good? Gonna look back
Yep.
and say that. Alright, everybody, let's go. Lift off.
All right. You pull up on the collective. As you pull up on the collective, the grass spreads out underneath you, and individuals are currently engaged in the pitched battle around this region, and you all begin your return flight back to your AO.
All right. First thing I'm doing.
Are we
is-
gonna be doing
first thing-
medical things now?
Yeah,
Keep 'em
you're going to be
stable.
doing medical things now. You have 8 individuals who are heavily wounded and likely dying.
Alright, at this point, Ishna is going to take 4 of the health potions and hand them out to these men. Let us see what roll. There are the 8s.
Ooh.
First one gets 1 hit point. Going
Okay.
to help him out again. Shit. It's 8. Total of 8 for him. 2 more health potions. 5. Another one. 3. At this point, we're going to start casting some healing spells. One of them, just a random one. It's 4 hit point. Next one, wipes blood on forehead, gives him this. Helps him out again. Same one. Five hit points total. 7 hit point. But shit, it's absolute shit. 2 more. One of the gunners to help out. We are no longer invisible because Ishna is helping. And Ishna's very
Got it.
tired.
Okay. Moment. Just changing something real fast. Alright, so as you are going over and treating the wounded, majority of them seem to be very treated very well to what you've done. However, as you approach the wounded, the Oni that has been wounded, as you attempt to cast your healing spell on him. However, with the giant hunk of metal still stuck in his chest, you can't help to heal him.
Oh,
Someone
no.
put potions on this guy. Pull this out and pour potion into wound.
No!
What?
Pull out and pour. We have 4 potions. 3 potions left. Pour into wound. He'll be okay. He can't breathe within ribcage.
Isn't it oral?
You're gonna damage it more if you pull it out right now. Leave it for the actual docs. Strap it in gauze.
This
Keep him
is-
stable. We should have a fucking thing to help him breathe if we need it.
Can
Never.
I
Is
do
it
a
in
medical
lung?
roll to try and keep him stable?
Yes, it's in his chest. It's sticking out of through multiple ribs.
Hey,
Help me
Pirate, can I do a
turn you on
medical
the side.
roll?
I want
Can I
Put good
do
lung
my
up.
medical roll?
One moment. Okay. So, what are you trying to do, Lee?
A medical roll to try and keep him stable. Not to heal him or anything, just to keep him stable so he won't fucking die.
Go ahead.
Oh, fuck.
rolls what?
Making your absolute best attempts to keep this man stable. However, you do note after about 5 minutes into your flight, he appears to be rapidly losing consciousness. You can get him to talk briefly, but he's not speaking coherently. You hear him talking about stuff of, I'm going to be an officer when I get back. Don't worry.
Sure you are, buddy. You're gonna be fine.
If you're not going to pull that out, at least pour some down throat.
You fucking nuts?
She's talking about the health potion.
Fucking here.
You know,
Fucking you do it.
What do you think I'm
You're the
talking about?
magical
Gasoline?
fucker.
Fine, I will. Give me. No, Ishna pours 2 of the health potions down this guy's throat. Oh, no. Ignore this roll. Ignore that one. Gets 8 hit
So-
points back.
As you attempt to pour the potions down the man's gullet, he does end up swallowing them. However, his state does not appear to improve much. He gains slight coherence, but that's about it.
Is there any chance that we have a combat pill pack or something like that on us, like in an AFAC?
We got 2 IFAKs. Oh wait, no. Do I have an AFAK?
I have IFAC, but it won't help this.
Let me.
I've got 2 AFACs. What are the odds that we have some kind of adrenaline or something?
I got 2 IFAKs.
Rapidly digging through your AFAC, you do come across what appears to be a auto-injector of sorts. However, reading it over, it appears to be something for chemicals.
Fuck!
I'm sorry, man.
Fuck.
Whoopsie doodle.
Can I try like one last ditch effort to do a medical roll again to try and
Yeah,
help?
go
Can I
him?
help?
Yeah.
Can I have assistance on there? Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna leave the gun, but yeah, you can.
Yeah. Fucking,
Does
throw
that
an
mean
extra.
I'm rolling with advantage?
I don't know for sure. But
How many minutes
add,
has it been since I did the healing?
15.
add my 2 on there, so that's 17.
Since you did the healing, you guys are only about 7 minutes into your flight right now.
Okay, so I got all my AP back. I'm gonna put everything I got into this guy.
Okay.
I did do a medical roll.
Hold
so
on.
it's
So let me finish with these guys real fast. So, what are you guys attempting to do to stabilize him?
Anything.
We'll give him, fuck, what is that? A painkiller and a fucking, what is it called? I'm gonna fucking ask the medics on Monday what they would do in this situation. But, fucking painkiller, wrap the wound, make sure it's tight, and if we have like a BDM or something to make sure he stays breathing, put that on him, and one of us will constantly pump it at a rate to help keep him stabilized and breathing.
Can I use brain power to find out what needs to be done with this?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you immediately begin. We're gonna go with their roll real fast. So, you immediately begin to attempt to stabilize the individual. As you use one of your AFACs and secure the bandage in place and secure the shrapnel in place and try to keep it from moving as much as possible. And as you go over all the items that you have within availability, you hook him up to a rough IV, and then you immediately start using a breathing apparatus to keep him breathing properly. Go ahead and give me that brain power fix.
Okay, here's the roll.
As far as you can tell, what they're doing is more than likely the best thing they can do is try to keep him alive.
Okay. Can I check on the 2 harpies I picked up? See if they're all rots. See
Yep,
if
go
they're
ahead.
not fucking.
So, looking over at the 2 harpies, what was that roll for?
That was my health healing him.
Okay. You continue to attempt to heal him and keep him as stable as possible. He is gaining some coherence, and he appears to be in much better spirits than when you initially dragged him onto the chopper. As for the 2 harpies, one of the harpies, you can One of the harpies is currently slumped in the corner of the aircraft and isn't moving, while the other one is gripping hold of a stump where one of their wings used to be and is profusely crying.
Okay, can I tell the one that's slumped is actually just completely dead? Can I tell? Or do
Give me
they
a
look...
perception roll?
Ah, fuck. Don't really have anything in perception.
Last health
Fine.
potion, give to Harpy. The crying one will be fine. If he's crying, he's fine.
15.
As you look over towards the slumped over harpy, through the jostling of the aircraft and the vibrations that it's constantly giving off, you can tell his chest is not rising and falling. He is not breathing.
Oh, yeah. He's dead. Okay. Poor bugger. The other harpy, I'm gonna focus on him. Him or she? Is it he or she?
It's a girl.
Do
Okay,
CPR
I'll
on,
focus
on...
This little grayish harpy is currently just crying with her missing limb.
Okay, who has the last potion? Who has
Vix
theme?
has it.
Vix, last potion, please.
Use it on Harpy that's not breathing. Perform CPR. The one that is crying will be fine. She's fine. If she's crying, she'll be okay.
Crying means they're alive.
Yep. Give to one
Yeah,
that's
but-
not moving. CPR if necessary. Just give health potion.
Okay,
one
but you
quick.
take care of that one. Don't let her die,
Fine.
alright?
Take care of it. Do thing, Julie.
That's what I'm doing.
5 minutes out from landing. You hear that over the you hear that over the you hear that from Reggie hears that from command that you're about 5 minutes out.
Roger, Dodger.
I'm gonna roll the D8 for the harpy, and then I'm gonna roll a medical roll to try and do CPR if he doesn't fucking get up. Ah, fuck.
As you attempt to force the unconscious harpy to drink this potion, majority of it pours out of their mouth and onto one of their wounds, and it doesn't appear to start stitching itself that well.
Okay, time to do just CPR.
How many minutes since I healed the Oni?
It's been about 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna throw down onto that Harpy.
15.
Okay, you immediately begin to perform CPR in an attempt to keep this harpy alive and conscious.
While that's
Boy,
going on, I'm going to tie a tourniquet around the stump on the first Harpy, and then move
Okay.
on to the second Harpy, and throw in some healing real quick. And that would be... How much healing are we going to do? Blood all over the place. Good. Oh. All of the heal. Everything goes into this. It's a
Okay.
good roll.
Pouring everything you can into the harpy, you manage to, after a minute or two of giving CPR, as well as pouring in all the possible healing spells you can, eventually the harpy gasps back to life and begins to panic.
welcome back to the land of the living, little buddy. Calm down for a minute, would ya?
Ishna is necromancer now.
The harpy begins to hyperventilate and does manage to calm down after you briefly explain what's going on.
You're gonna be okay.
Want to roll perception on this one to make sure that there are no other wounds on this one? Because I think I done fixed it. Or not fixed it.
Going over the other harpy, you can tell that they don't have any other wounds very easily.
Harpy, fine. Harpy can go back into action if I can tell this, yes?
Probably not. It's still missing a limb.
No. I'm talking about the Harpy with the one that was dead.
Possibly.
All wounds are healed,
Oh.
nothing left.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, they would be fully functional at this point.
I'm probably gonna still recommend him to get checked over by a doc, though. It it's not wise to send someone back who's just been wounded.
Magic is better than doctor. Magic fix everything. Magic
Shut
is
up,
like
magic supremacist.
James, you can see the outline of your base on the horizon as this harpy is brought back into life.
We're almost there. Everything's gonna be okay. We're all gonna survive.
And that's when the RPG hits.
As you
Oh,
go,
fuck.
as you go back and begin your descent towards your base, you notice a light appear on one of your caution hazard lights goes on, and it warns you of low fuel.
And we're bingo fuel.
Fuck.
Shit.
I'm gonna try to land us as well as I can.
You managed to
I'm
bring
gonna-
the aircraft down safely without any issues back onto the flight line. As that happens, immediately the aircraft is swarmed by medical personnel attempting to unload the individuals.
All right, I'm gonna flag down the.
We'll help them out with this.
I'm gonna go search for the refuelers.
Yep. You managed to find one of the refuelers at one of the nearby aircraft that is currently in the process of being refueled. They tell you that they'll be over to refill your aircraft, but it'll take them about 5 minutes because they have to finish this one first.
Also, I gotta see an armor
We need our
about.
rockets.
Yeah, I gotta see an armor about the rockets as well.
All right. Looking about the immediate area, you don't see the armorers anywhere.
Is there would they be hanging out in the armory? Could I go run towards them?
Yeah, you can do that. You can run over to the armory and try to get them.
Yeah.
So, all right. Pilot rushes off to do that. What's everyone else doing?
Ishna
I'm
is going
just
to
gonna be
take
helping
blood.
the medicays. Medical
One at a time.
brokes.
Raymond, what are you doing?
Checking the aircraft for any kind of damages and getting ready to patch them if I can.
Okay. Going over the. Is anyone else going to be doing that?
Sure, I'll help.
I'm just asking, like, if that was your plan. I just want to include you both.
Yeah, I'll help with that instead of doing medical stuff, because I haven't gotten to do any of that so far.
All right. So the two of you,
I'll be right back.
with the
I'll be right
aircraft spun down, immediately start opening up some of the panels, start going over everything, and making sure that everything's going to be just fine. As you open up one of the panels on the tail, the two of you, to your complete horror, see that there was a round that went right through one of your guys' drive shafts, and that drive shaft has twisted and looks like it was about to split itself in half if you kept flying.
Oh.
Ah, fuck.
Oh no.
Good thing one of you has mechanics tools.
Oh. Is that me?
I will. Fuck.
Let me.
Do we need a new one, or can we fix it?
It's fucked. You're gonna need to get a new one.
Okay, I look up and down the line to see if there's any Hueys that are just stopped with no one near them and they look pretty much fucked.
You're
Just
gonna
gonna
Just
try
go-
and...
just look for maintenance.
Just go to the mechanics. Go
Look,
to the mechanics.
yeah, look for maintenance.
Okay then. I run over to the closest maintenance bloke and say, we need a fucking drive shaft. Fucking busted, mate. Could you help us, please?
You go up to one of the nearest mechanics, and it appears to be a younger-looking Yamato who looks rather flustered at you just running up to him and started screaming this at him. But he follows you and takes a look at it, just like, oh boy, that's not good.
Really?
Okay. Really,
No-
you
no
don't
kidding.
say. Fucking...
He, you see him rush off to one of the further Quonset huts, and after a few seconds, him and two other maintenance personnel come out and immediately get to work on repairing that section of the aircraft.
Ooh,
Okay.
That was a close one.
While this is going on, Ishna is going to grab her horns, cut her fingers, and start inscribing onto the side of the bird bulwark. She's going to use a lot of blood to do this. She wants this thing to be strong. She is going to use 10.
You,
Oh,
you're
wow.
giving the aircraft board? Huh.
The aircraft has, what's it, 46? 48 hit points before the shield breaks.
Vix, it has to be a creature.
Oh,
Damn it.
no. Yes.
Yes, it says it has to be a creature.
So she didn't really use her blood, just now, did she?
It's fine. She didn't. Just it has to be a creature, Vix.
I
You
just,
can't do that.
I just want to imagine
Yeah,
the look on the mechanics' faces when they're seeing someone paint blood on the aircraft.
Painting blood on the aircraft. Hominus Dominus, don't die.
Yeah, she would have been big-brained enough to know that. Her brain power is 15.
All right. So what are you doing
Yeah,
instead then?
big brain.
Because you got your two gunners currently doing their damnedest to aid the mechanics in every way they can. They're passing tools. They're taking the broken drive shaft from them. They're giving all the aid they can.
She's gonna go to the medical hall and try to grab as many health kits and potions as she can.
Okay, so you're
Take
gonna rush to the.
field.
Well, all right. We'll check back in on Reggie. So Reggie, you are as you rush off to the armory, you come across that sergeant you saw earlier, and he is currently in the process of screaming orders at a bunch of his troopers. They're loading guns onto pallets. They're loading ammo. They're loading rocket pods, and they are rushing in and out of these two double shop doors that you see him standing in front of just at lightning speed.
Sergeant, I need rocket pods or rocket ammo.
He looks back towards you. Holy fuck, I thought you guys got shot down. We heard a bird went down.
A bird went down? Oh, well, there was that one. We got the pilot back. Well, did we get the pilot back?
No, he's still there.
Oh, the pilot's still there. He's on a stretcher. Last I checked, he was all right. But yeah, we need rocket pods or rocket ammo.
He puts it down on a little dossier that he has, and he points out to a couple other troopers and screams towards them to get that out there. And he's like, "You're lucky that you managed to get this. We're running low on these things."
Oh boy, this doesn't bode well.
He tells you that every other aircraft up until this point has already burned through 2 whole sets of pods.
Just, do you know how far along we are in this op today?
He fucking shrugs and shakes his head at that, just like, "No, I'm just in charge of the weapons and ammo.
Well, you
I'll
is
supply
something.
until I'm out."
Well, I guess we'll just do it to it then. I'll go back to my chopper and see what I can do on helping them fix it up.
All right. You head back towards the chopper. As you arrive back towards the chopper, you see that they are currently in the process of closing the bird up from repairing the drive shaft, and that as far as the mechanics are able to tell, that everything else is still functional. But you are certainly lucky on that last pass.
Ooh. As I
They
rocket.
emphasize that to your gunners.
That is fucking lucky, man.
Rocket pods are coming, guys, but they're kind of running low.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll start having to use the blades on the helicopters.
All right. Yes. Now, as you make your way towards the medical section of the base, on your arrival there you follow the groups of walking wounded as well as individuals being pushed on stretchers towards the medical facility. As you enter the Quonset hut that acts as your guys' field hospital, you note that almost every single bed is packed. There are nurses running around, there are doctors running around, corpsmen, and various other forms of medics are just rushing in every way possible to stabilize and treat all the wounded.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll be
Knowing
right.
that I'm not going to get any help from anybody, I'm going to just roll brain power to find out the, uh, where I would be able to find some extra supplies.
Okay. Looking around the medical wing, you do manage to spot several unattended carts that do contain some forms of medical items.
Okay, I grab about half of it. Leave half.
Okay, scooping up what you feel will be useful, you manage to grab another 5 medical potions as well as an IFAK. As you were in the process of trying to grab more and stuff it into your pack, you immediately just get shoved to the side by one of the nurses who's like, "Get out of my way! I need to get this," and they start grabbing supplies off of it too.
At that point, Ishna decides to go back to Chopper and puts IFAK on seat, straps to seat, and then tucks potions into pocket on Lothberg vest.
Okay.
And how much
At this
time
point-
does Ishna
Sorry, how much time do you have? What?
How much time do we have before takeoff? Not much.
The rocket pods have been attached, the drive shaft has been repaired, and you can see that the fuelers are currently finalizing the refueling of the aircraft. As you yell out towards them, they tell you that you guys will be ready to take off in 4 minutes.
Okay.
Vixna, do you have any
decides to buckle in
explosives?
and prepare. Yes, Ishna has explosives. Ishna is
Okay,
explosives expert.
Next time, I would recommend you use them on something.
I'm back.
Ishna is always busy making invisibles. Ishna could do nothing in making things invisible.
Making
one or
us
the-
invisible is
Diffix.
very helpful.
I mean, if you
And
want
dip
me to drop
explosives.
grenades on people's faces and explode them into tiny little bits that rain down below the chopper, I can do that. But we're going to get shot at. And I cannot put shield on the chopper. It is unfortunate. That is how it is.
If only we had living birds.
We do have
You're a
living bird.
living
Where's that
bird.
harpy that I brought back from dead?
Currently in the medical
Ishna
ward.
looks around for that harpy.
Well, I mean,
Ishna looks around
Hey.
for that harpy and sees
Leave him
if I can
alone.
find-
That
No,
harpy
he's
went to
doing
the
with. I
medical
need
ward.
to kill. Damn it!
if only we had a giant harpy.
All right. The 4 minutes has been up to fuelers. The fuelers yell out to you guys that you guys are good to go, and they quickly peel off with their vehicle towards another Huey.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. After the laborious starting process and the engine seeming to struggle a little bit in their initial light off, they manage to get going. Your rotors are full tilt, and you're ready to take off.
All right, let's get going.
All right, lifting off into the sky, you can see now that earlier within the day, the entire base was a flurry with life and activity. It still is. However, now instead of being drowned in the early morning orange, you can see that it is a bright, sunny day with clear skies, perfect for flying. It's around midday now.
Well, it's
You're fighting for about half a day.
It's a beautiful day.
Huh.
Hate it.
It's about my time.
Destroy the sun.
All right, on your guys' return flight back to the area of operations. Back to your area of operations, you immediately begin to hear radio chatter, Reggie. over the radio chatter, you begin to hear very concerning phrases such as "they're overrunning the CCP."
Oh. Yeah, it's time to get going. We're gonna have to get to the CCP and cover it, guys. I'll tell everybody over the radio.
Okay.
Well, it's about to be a whole different kind of mess.
Yeah, I
We'll have more rockets now.
think
Yep.
the rockets will help a lot.
All right.
Ishna straps
so-
in, pulls hat down low over eyes, and prepares invisibility.
All right. You cast invisibility so the enemies don't see your approach. As you make a pass, near the drop zone, you can see that there are what appear to be orcs currently surrounding the CCP and charging inwards. You can see troopers engaged in melee combat, fighting with bayonet, boot, and knife. You can also see that there is a crashed chopper near the CCP that appears to have taken a rocket, and you can see small arms fire coming from the cockpit
All right,
towards rushing orcs.
I wanna fly in
Fuck it.
between the two right here and get my gunners on each side a shot at all the works.
Okay. Give me a moment. Enemy. Alright. So, most of the enemies begin to rapidly approach, and you can see one of the orcs on his reaching of the CCP. You can see him cleave the head clean off one of the friendly troopers on that side. However, whoever is currently fighting from the cockpit of the other aircraft is managing to keep the orcs at bay.
That one's mine. I
Yeah,
called dibs on this one.
yeah, Brayman's on that side.
All right.
Fred.
That was Reggie's turn. Raymond.
Fresh belt, and I got bitches to slay. This is going out to all the motherfuckers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Ooh. Damn. It's still rolling.
Really wish it didn't force me all the way back down to the bottom when you do that. Hit,
I'm sorry.
hit. So, looks like 12 hits. Sorry, 13 hits.
Okay, I'm spreading this out between all of the orcs that are causing any problems as best I
Right.
can.
Beginning your suppressive fire towards the orcs and spraying, targeting each one as effectively and as quickly as you can. As one of them is currently bearing down over the pilot that you saw crawl out of his aircraft before. Several of your rounds stitch him up, and he falls to the ground. The rest, as they breach the tree line, you immediately start peppering between all of them, and they fall, and they are literally falling over each other and making a stack of bodies on that far end.
Oof.
I will reload and get ready and prep the action full auto again if any of them get within 20 feet of the CCP.
All right. Ishna.
Ishna is going to let down invisibility so that we now become target to help out these other ones. She's going to cast Fireball on this orc right here that I'm circling.
Okay.
Will die. Horrible, painful death. Equal that. Sorry. Sorry. Does it add anything to it, or is it just a straight roll?
You use your blood modifier as the attack modifier.
Crusader, what's that?
Just a visual mark of if they get within 20 feet, they will die.
Oh, okay.
We
15.
15. All right.
I don't know.
It is going to be 4d4 damage. All right. Blasting your ball of fire towards the orc, it engulfs him in flames, and he appears to be incredibly enraged by this, and shifts his focus from the down chopper towards yours.
Good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do Winter Dance directly on this one here that I've circled. We'll freeze him
Okay.
to die. But
Yep,
then,
that's within range.
it. It.
DC 19. And what is that? Cunning save. Okay. Orcs don't have a bonus to cunning. Fail. You launch your winter dance outwards, engulfing that area in a flurried blizzard. As the spell dissipates, you can see that there is a frozen orc standing in place.
Then we're going to cast Magic Bolt 3 times. Right? 3 times. No, I don't. I have one. I have enough time for 2. I'm going to do 2 Magic Bolts on the other orc that's below him.
Okay.
I'll be able to do that. Might be not pro. So. Don't blood this.
You have to roll to hit.
5 damage. Oh, I'm sorry.
1d20
it's
plus magical
ballistics?
aptitude.
Oh, that's magical aptitude. It's only 3. Roll.
That is a
Okay.
miss on that one. Roll for the second one.
Ooh.
That's a hit, and that one doesn't cost you any AP.
And roll damage. 1d4 or 2?
1d4 plus 1.
1. Roll.
Alright. Launching your bolt outwards, it slams into the chest of this individual and knocks him to the ground, with your second one flying over his head as he is knocked down.
That will be the end of the turn.
Alright, Lee, you're up.
Oh boy. Since I can't really do anything else, I'll just shoot at these orky boys. I think this one right here first. Bruh.
Brr.
Bruh.
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 Doing math.
Math sucks.
Bruh.
Hit.
Hey.
Whoa. What was that?
Beer.
Beer. That's liquid bread.
10.
Alright, stitching up the nearby orc, your rounds travel through and slam into his chest and rip one of his arms clear off.
I am going to shoot at Mans again. Up. Up. 23.
Okay. Roll damage.
Ooh.
10.
All right. Firing towards the same orc once again, your rounds travel up his chest, and your last round catches him square in the jaw and head, and you see him collapse to his knees and fall to the ground, dead.
Fun. So I've shot twice. This orc can't move at the moment, can it? It's all frozen
No, it
and ice
cannot.
and shit. Okay. I'm gonna shoot at this one now. Rep.
Hit.
16, 25. Rep. 5.
All right. Firing your rounds towards him, you narrowly miss the cockpit of the other aircraft. However, you do end up clipping him in the side as he winces in pain, but continues his assault towards the downed aircraft.
That's alright, guys. That's why we have missiles.
Well, I would recommend you use the missiles on the 3 groups with the
Yeah.
infantry over there. They aren't friendly.
These aren't
Those are
friendly?
friendlies.
Oh, these are.
Wait, those 3 groups of infantry are friendlies?
Yep, those are your friendlies.
Yeah, these guys just snuck by somehow, I assume. Must have flanked them.
Yeah,
Okay.
last time when
On
the assault
Dragon
on the
Ball.
left flank wasn't stopped.
Well, I'll swing around, let Raymond get a shot on these, or I don't think he'll have time by the time that they've reached the helicopter.
Yep. What's
I'm gonna-
are you doing anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Lee?
roll Lance Mara and shooting at the same bloke.
Miss.
Fuck. Okay,
Firing
that's my turn.
towards attempting to fire towards the individual, your rounds whiz off high as he ducks down and charges at the aircraft. For a moment, it was the enemy's turn real fast. Him. He closes the gap in on the aircraft, and you see him barrel into the cockpit, and
Uh-oh.
you hear the shouts and screams of the pilot, and then the aircraft falls silent.
Oh, that sucks.
Back and fork.
All right. Next thing that's going to happen is we're going to have the enemies take a couple pot shots at you guys.
Go!
Oh, they're pretty fucking stupid.
What makes you say that? We have
Oh,
guns.
because
Oh,
they're about to
targeting
use
the-
one way or another.
They're targeting the aircraft, so 4 shots with 2 hits. All right. As you all are taking in and attempting to defend the landing zone from high upon the hill, you hear the sounds of machine gun fire open up on your aircraft. Rounds are whizzing through the aircraft. One of them ends up slamming into the sticks of the actual aircraft.
Ow.
and the rest are traveling through the skin and the various flight controls at various points.
I take note of where those shots came from.
Yep. And it is your turn.
Okay. First off, time to deal with the orcs. I'm gonna fire once at this guy, and I'm gonna swing around for Raymond to finish off. Or should I just swing you around and then use all my rockets on the guys up there?
Yeah, just use your rockets on the guys up there.
Yeah,
They're more
Raymond.
of a
I'm just gonna
price.
swing Raymond around to where he can get a good view on both of these guys.
All right. As you attempt to take off and make your maneuvers with the rounds that impact and have damaged the aircraft, it is becoming difficult to fly and continue. Give me a piloting check.
Pilot cunning.
Yep.
All right. Boop, 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 boop. Happy dance. Does a 39 work?
You wrench the aircraft upwards, and through the flight, through your flight controls, you can feel that the aircraft is constantly attempting to bank left. Now you have to always make adjustment for it.
Oh, that's not great. Raymond, I'm gonna after your action, after Raymond's action, I'm going to fly up a little and start shooting. Expend all my rockets on the guys up.
So you want to do that next round?
I want my trigger to be after Raymond is done with his action killing these orcs.
Okay. All right, Raymond, you're up. Your pilot has swung you around to the far side of the downed aircraft, and you can see one frozen orc, and the other one appears to be climbing his way out of the fuselage of the downed aircraft.
Oh, he's gonna get a couple aim shots to the face. Because I take shit personally.
Fair. That is one hit. All right, your round slamming into his upper shoulder. You see his arm fly back, and he drops his axe.
I made him with another one.
Hit. Your next rounds impact into the man's gut, and he wrenches over and downwards, and is holding on to what appears to be his guts pouring out of his stomach.
Good. Dumper.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm gonna yell at Reggie real fast. Say, I'm about to go black on ammo. Need to flip sides.
Roger, and I'll flip sides to let Lee unload on him. I'll
Okay.
move my held action to after Lee.
Okay, I'll allow it.
So we have my shooting snails.
Yes.
hold on, it's-
After Vix, I think, right?
Isnya. It's Vix's turn.
Ishta. Ishta wants to cast. She will cast Winter Dance again. We'll cast it on the one south of this one right there.
Okay.
No more invisibility fix not in this room.
Well,
As you cast Winter Dance on the individual, you see him for a brief moment pull himself down into it. However, he manages to shake that off and appears ready to fight in spite of the fact that his guts are hanging out.
fine. If you do not want to do that, we can always go with fire instead.
Fireball.
Oh,
Thank you. Bad.
I cast Fireball, okay?
Fuck you
That
guys.
is a miss.
It is an area of effect, though.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot you're rolling for the. Let's see.
Oh my
Hold
god.
up, moment.
Kill me.
So he's gonna
Alright.
make like a
Centering on that individual, you fire it off, and a 16 is a 64.
64. He's going to die.
Ooh.
Going to die very quick.
I hear burning to death is not a good way to go.
Launching the fireball towards the individual, you notice that the center of his now cavitated chest, of his now cavitated guts, begins to glow for a brief moment, and then
Hello?
craft. You, as this happens, Lee, one of a larger chunk of orc flesh comes flying forward and slaps you clean in the face.
Oh, fucking disgusting.
Tasty, save me some.
Sure. Fucking. Is it still in the chopper, the bit that landed and slapped me in the face?
It slapped you in the face and then like slid off and flopped onto the butt of your gun. Yes, it's still in the chopper.
Okay, I just chucked that in a secure place for Herpy friend. Our Herpy pilot.
Gross.
If we're wiggling through this, he gets it.
Orc flesh has a lot of protein in it, man.
All right. Anything else you're gonna do, Vix?
Rinsed.
Okay. Lee, you're up.
Okay, that orc is still frozen, correct?
Yes, the one that is there's frozen. This one is dead.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at him. He gets shot, dirted. Oh fuck. Pew pew. Die.
Dirty
Yeah.
20. Eh. Eh.
I'm assuming the 20 hits.
I said hit. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit, I didn't hear you.
I thought you said eh.
Nope. Hit.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Roll ones. Ah, motherfucker. Why no work?
Slash
Brandon.
R. Slash R. Not
Oh
R slash.
yeah, wrong way around. Slash R.
Upside down land got you like.
Yep.
Yep. It tends
Dang
to
upside
happen that
downers.
way.
Oh.
Bruh.
Wow.
Bruh.
Sputtering your
wanted it to
rounds off towards
shatter.
the individual, you feel the helicopter lurch for a brief moment, and as this occurs, your rounds go slightly off target, and you do see them clip his hand ever so slightly.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna shoot again. Poo poo. Die. Please.
Oof.
Please die. Ah!
As you attempt to fire one more time, as you pull down the trigger, you hear the gun jam.
Fuck. How bad is it, dog?
Opening up the top cover and looking down inside, you can see you had what seems to be a hunk of orc bit get caught onto your belts and went into the receiver.
That's perfectly good work that's being wasted.
Hey Reggie, I got some more orc bits for ya.
Put it in a safe spot.
Okay. I clear it and pick out the orc bits and chuck it where I chucked the other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clearing out that, and reloading the gun so it's ready to fire again.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot one more time, and I swear to God, if they don't hit.
$19.
Hit.
19.
Don't roll a 1. Eight.
Oh, thank the Lord. 8.
Firing your
Just
rounds
a-
down towards the individual. Your rounds do end up slamming square into his chest, and you see it shatter into ice as it falls to the ground.
Okay. Teams! Shoot the
Roger.
bastards.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Do a Barack Obama.
I don't see any children's hospitals, so I mean, if you can point them out to me.
Oh.
So one moment.
Okay then.
Oh yeah, you're prepped action. So send.
Okay. Let's see.
Give me that pilot roll to do your fucking pull up.
Oh, pilot check. Gotcha.
Pilot check. Yep.
A 39.
Solid. Okay. You managed to continue to maintain control of your damaged aircraft and go upwards and take aim towards and begin to turn the aircraft around to take aim towards the enemy emplacements high in the hillside.
All right. You want me to go ahead and roll a 6?
I wonder if there's any commanders up there that we could hit.
Do you want me to roll 60 20s?
You still have to roll your damage, so
Yeah.
oh, sorry, your attack roll.
Oh yeah, that's the attack roll. 60 20. There. You know, I'll just do it like this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll 5 of these then.
Okay.
And then add 21 to all of those.
Those are all good hits.
Alright. Okay. Here comes the difficult part. So, I would roll... do you want me to just roll 5?
Just roll all at once. It's fine.
Would that be 5 times 6? So that'd be 30 d12.
Correct.
Okay. Here comes the fun.
God, that's a lot of dice.
Ooh!
It's 247 damages.
You immediately erupt the enemy's cover from the far with your rocket fire and completely bombard their position. And as this goes on, you see that there are still large pockets of enemies within the AO. However, you did do a significant chunk to them with that. You see bodies flying everywhere, and the barking of their machine gun fire lulls.
Reggie will yell back, I could use that invisibility again, please.
Hello.
And
Sucks
he's...
suck because it's the enemy's turn.
Yeah. Well, there's not many of them left now.
Yep.
Teams requires the loop.
Require my mage. Ooh. Ooh.
Oof. Ooh.
One hit. All right.
Yes! Ooh!
You hear
This is only one hit.
the light sputtering of machine gun fire towards you all. The tracers getting ever closer and closer. Several rounds for Reggie. They pass through your windscreen and go right past through the entire crew compartment and out the rear of the aircraft.
Oh.
Oh, that can't be good.
Narrowly missing you all.
Actually, that's probably really good, considering that if it didn't pass through, then it probably would have been stuck in something, making it not
Yeah, true.
have hit in something vital. I mean, I'm sure there's
Right.
probably... I hope it didn't hit anything important, though.
Well,
I hope so too.
give me a pilot check and let me know.
Oh.
Oh no.
Hayaka! 32.
As you are attempting to maneuver the aircraft, you are noticing that it is becoming significantly more difficult to actually rotate the aircraft at this point.
Okay, guys, we're gonna need to land soon somewhere safe, but let's go grab some wounded first. Just
You hear a call over the radio coming from coming from your base. The base is telling you to scuttle the op.
What's that mean, basically?
It's telling you to grab everyone and run.
All right. I guess that's it. Everybody get prepared. Get everybody on. I'll try to repair what I can while you guys cover me.
We can only fit like 6 people on this thing.
Can I go ahead and move the
We're gonna be fitting a whole lot fucking more. Just start mag dumping.
Oh,
Listen, if you need
fucking
to
drop
throw...
any unneeded weight. I'm sorry, your orc giblets are gonna go over the side, buddy.
Nah, it's fine. There are more orc giblets in the world.
You hear a secondary call from command that they're sending the last operating chopper from your initial strike group is on its way back out to pick up more people, but it's still telling you to pick up everyone you can.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea here is to drop the rocket pods because they're empty and useless, and to drop basically everything we don't need. After you're done using the gun, drop it.
Maybe not that far, but empty your fucking empty all your mags.
Yeah, do that.
Any empty
Okay.
mags,
Nice.
go over the side. Anything that is empty or not useful, drop it or throw it. If it is useful, how useful is it? If it's not so much, drop it. Anything that could make it so we're lighter, just fucking drop it. We don't need it.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Need more people.
I'm gonna go ahead and get us over here. Let's see, A20. I can't go that far. I can only get to like here. And
Alright.
How many
You
guys are
land-
down on the ground?
let's see.
Currently, you see about 15 wounded out in the area between the walking wounded and the actual hard casualties. And coming from over the radio chatter, Reggie can pick up. There's about a squad. There's about a squad to a squad and a half left that are currently attempting a fighting retreat back to your guys' position.
Reggie's gonna try and do a quick fix and look at the rotary, see what's wrong with it.
You'd have to spin down
Ah, shit.
if you want to do that.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that.
We-
If we
not-
stop, we're
We
fucking
cannot
dead.
do that. Yep. Alright, just get everybody
He's
in
not
here
will
that you guys can.
Come on,
He's not
bodies
will-
on top of bodies, people.
Okay, so what are you trying to do, Vex?
I'm gonna jump out of the helicopter, cast invisibility directly on the ground where the helicopter lands, and basically
Okay.
stay there with my gear to help with the retreat.
Okay.
I'm gonna take
I'm
off the
gonna cast
rocket
invisibility on the helicopter.
Do you have any flares?
No, I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna cast it directly where I am, and basically just give us a 20-foot bubble of invisibility.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So basically, the ground is now invisible. So where the helicopter is currently invisible till it takes off.
I don't know how to
Okay.
visualize that.
I mean, it would still make the helicopter invisible.
Until it takes
Does that
off.
mean the
maybe.
squads are just gonna walk straight past us because they can't see us?
Just
Possibly,
You
yes.
know where the point is.
just lead them into it one by
It's only a
one if you
20-foot
have to.
bubble. It's
Alright.
only 20 feet. So,
So,
the edges are still
Ray-
visible.
Raymond, Lee, what are you two doing?
I'm going to be shouting my lungs out, trying to get people like walking wounded and stuff to help me get as many people, like just stacking people on. Who gives a
Right.
shit if like just stacking bodies, bro. Just
Give me a brawn roll.
like what? Fuck. Yeah.
You and some of the walking wounded do manage to get about 2 people onto the chopper. However, with how injured they are and the fact of how you're having wounded men assist you, it is laboriously slow.
I'm gonna pull my gun off along with my ammo, and I'm gonna start helping load them in there.
All right, just give me a brawn roll on your end.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Oh, natural 20.
You immediately start rushing into action and pulling individuals onto the chopper. You are very quickly now at your 6-person recommended.
Okay, we
Well,
shall
There's
continue.
still 9 people on the ground injured, as well as another group that's in the process of trying to fight back and retreat.
I got a question. Are the
All right.
rocket pods attached via something I can remove with my toolkit?
Doing a quick investigation of it, you can see that they appear to be bolted on, and you would be able to drop them.
I'm dropping them.
All right, give me a
You're
mechanics.
going.
Well, they're empty. And I get advantage. Or do I get advantage on this? Repair. Oh, repairing. Not doing that. Okay. So it'd just be brain power.
Yep.
You're going to
14.
have to overload the chopper. There's not enough room between the 2 choppers to get everyone out unless you overload.
So,
We
you
did-
very quickly whip out, reach in the toolkit, whip out a set of pliers, rip the safety wire off it, and just grab the BFR. You grab the biggest fucking wrench that's in there, and just immediately start cranking on these bolts to get them out. You do manage to break them loose, and each of the rocket pods drops to the ground with a hefty thunk as they land on the ground.
Goodbye, my love.
All right. Hey, Vix.
Yes.
I got a question. You want to do something potentially suicidal with me?
Hello?
The co-pilot seat is still empty, right?
Co-pilot seat has been empty this whole time.
Yeah, we can get somebody in there. We can have somebody on your seat and one on mine. So that should help with our numbers. And if Cheems thinks he can do well, we might be able to get 1 or 2 to hang off the edge.
I'll do what I can. I'm the best
So
pilot
that's-
you know.
If need be.
3 to 5.
What's the ETA on that other chopper?
Going over the radio, Reggie radios out to them. They tell you they're currently about 10 minutes out. At this point, you see your fellow troopers beginning to breach the tree line that you're in, bounding, firing, and maneuvering, and you hear one of them scream out a phrase that runs a shot of terror through you all. They have a fucking tank.
Ooh!
Oh!
Guys!
Go.
Let's,
We throw any walking wounded on there now
all the
and
wound.
get the fuck out of here.
How much guys do we have on here? Do we have a
Tank.
wounded?
You have 6
We have
guys
the-
on there. You have not started to overload the chopper yet.
We
Well,
haven't even.
Me and Vix aren't getting on there, so that shouldn't overload it. And then we still have the co-pilot seat empty. So
You can throw an additional probably 6 guys on that and you'll be overloaded, but I have faith in your ability. You've done well so far.
Yeah, get him on
you can
here.
Get the,
Get him on here and
Okay.
hurry.
Come on, man.
you all quickly get the entire group of wounded loaded up, and at this point the chopper is ready to go, and you can hear the sounds of rumbling coming up and over the fighting positions as enemies get closer and closer.
I yell at the
You can hear
window. Hey, maybe they left something in that chopper over there that you could use.
check that in a moment. I'm gonna bang on the side of the door and tell them to fucking lift off ASAP.
All right,
Good luck, you two. Don't fucking die.
we're going.
I have better idea. Everyone move down on other side of barricade down here with me,
Why don't you guys just keep
and
retreating?
we will be invisible. Everyone stay quiet and don't move. Stay near me. Cast invisibility at this point.
Okay. The chopper dusts off, leaving you and the remaining troopers currently hidden within that invisibility bubble. So down here.
Does that tank's thermal see through their invisibility?
I'm
Does it
going to
even have
assume
thermals?
I mean, it looks like an Abrams.
It's an Abrams.
No. I'm going to assume no because of the way thermal imaging works.
Okay, good. Thank God. I didn't want him to say, "Oh," and he shoots one of your guys immediately, and I'll be like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Are any of these guys Onis?
One of them is.
Nice. If need
One of them
be, at
is
any
a
point,
Oni, and you can see that he's currently loaded to bear with what seems to be a 12 gauge.
if it boils down to it, gentlemen, we can literally walk out of here and they will never see us. Stay quiet for now.
Hey, Bird Buddy, tell them that our boys are still down there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to communicate. I was going to tell them that they're all using invisibility, and there's a tank on the ground, so they're going to need to go in and out fast and grab all of them. The invisible guys will see
If they
them.
have rockets, they could blow that fucking thing sky high.
I'll ask them if they have rocket pods, actually.
Communicating over to them, they communicate to you that they have 2 shots left.
Okay, I said there's a tank over there, so just do what you can.
Okay.
Good luck.
Well, you guys are left on your flight back towards your base. The remainder of you all stay deathly still and silent. As this happens, you spot various enemies reaching the edges of the far tree line. They're within about several hundred feet of you now, and they're so close to the point where you can hear them barking out orders and instructions to each other.
This is like gillied up.
As this goes on, they don't notice you immediately. However, as the friendly chopper comes in, you can initially hear it, and then you can see it coming in and attempting to make a landing near you guys. However, it doesn't know exactly where to land.
All right.
Someone pop
On the
smoke
count
on
of
the
3. On the count
Pop
of 3,
smoke
we
on
all.
top of you.
One of you at a time.
Vix,
Crusader.
go first.
Okay.
Throw smoke into our former spot. It can land there on the smoke and we can run in with covering fire. So they won't see us behind the helicopter.
The troopers around you quickly start pooling out what they have, and you actually amongst them manage to have 2 smoke grenades.
All right. I'll pop one right here, then one right here. And then we're just going to suppress the absolute fuck out of that area. Yeah.
One moment. Drawing. Circle. The 2 smoke grenades go flying outwards, or just landing in the area, and begin to billow out, offering you meager amounts of smoke cover. And from one of the radio operators, you can hear from one of them who has a radio near you. He tells you that the chopper sees the smoke. They're coming in for a landing. Get ready. It's going to be hot.
Everyone stay near me. Don't run out of bubble.
All right. As the chopper comes up and over you all, you hear the sounds of 2 whooshes of it firing off its rockets. And you can see just ever so slightly through the trees, one of them slams square into the tank on the far end.
Oof.
Is there another machine gunner in this little squad?
You have 1 man who's armed with a bar.
Well, fuck me sideways. Okay.
I would not want to be in a tank right
All
now.
right. I'm going to tell him
Everyone
to
else appears to be a rifleman.
and tell them to try and suppress over here, and I'm going to suppress the fuck out of these ones over here.
All right. Give me a roll to suppress.
28.
Good. You immediately begin to fire into that region, and the enemies on that end immediately stop. Immediately take cover and stop attempting to stop attempting to fire in towards the chopper. The other side, however, does not, and they continue to open up towards the chopper. The chopper comes down and is hovering about a couple inches off the deck, right in front of you all. However, it is taking heavy fire from the right side.
All right, I'm gonna swing around to the right side and do a quick reload if that's possible with any AP, and try again to suppress these ones now.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a roll. Good. You managed to bring their heads down as well, and both sides are successfully suppressed. As far as you can tell, you have a clear opening into the chopper.
Get on
Double
the
time
fucking
with me.
chopper!
Stay with
Get
me,
to the
double time.
chopper.
All right. All of you begin to load onto the chopper. As you all load on, the last two men of the enemy of their friendly squad are currently hanging off the skids in an attempt to load everyone onto it. The pilot looks back, and as soon as he sees everyone's in, you just feel the lurch of the collective getting cranked on, and you go skyward.
You gotta hang on to that guy those guys who are hanging off. Poor
Ishna sits in
bastard.
center seat so that everyone stays invisible.
Give me a perception roll. Oh, actually, yeah, you're gonna use invisibility again? Perfect.
Yeah, I used it on myself earlier, so basically she just kept hands on self.
Fair enough.
Just
All right.
cast it on her ribcage.
The chopper lurches upwards and begins to fly back towards the base. As the chopper flies off towards the base, you can see the now devastated hillside. It is almost completely blackened through the combat that occurred during the course of the day.
Does it feel like we didn't make any progress?
I
Almost
don't think
reminds me of Vietnam.
It was about survival, it wasn't about winning the hill. Fuck the hill, they can have it, it's a piece of dirt.
Yeah.
All right.
I got just the thing to deal with that hill. It's called 155. Remove
So-
it.
The chopper that you all took in the the Fighting Pixie lands with all of you back at base as night begins to descend on your base. The group who initially flew in has returned, buttoned up your aircraft to the best of their ability, and the mechanics have gone to work to repair it. Vix and good old Ishna and Raymond, the two of you disembark from your sister team's aircraft. What are you two gonna do?
This is why I wear red, look at all the blood on me. My table and get some health.
I'm gonna go find the fucking latrine and go take a fucking shower.
All right.
Reggie jumps off
So.
his helo and goes, "So, next time tomorrow? Same time?"
Yeah, whatever, Reggie. I'm assuming throughout all of this, my guy's been just packing lips of dip because he fucking needs
Probably.
it. And he's
So-
probably got like some empty cans now, so he just goes over to his wall, does that, and goes do the exact same thing Crusader's doing. Goes to the latrine.
All right. After you guys all clean up and are cleaned up, freshened up, healed up, etc., you all return to your barracks. And as you all are sitting in your barracks, you hear the sounds of pounding on the front hatch.
Ah, fuck.
Morning. Reggie will answer it.
As you answer the door, you see a rather strange-looking individual there. It appears to be a rather older-looking human man, darkened skin, dark skin, really big wrinkles under his eyes, and a grimace with a lit cigar in his mouth.
Is he wearing officer rank?
Looking at his attire, you actually find it quite odd, because unlike most of the people you see around him and around this area, who are usually wearing pretty standard military uniforms, stuff like that, he appears to be wearing what look like board shorts, flip flops, and a shirt that says Mac v Sog.
Oh,
Gives you a wide smile and says, "I hear you guys are willing to fly anywhere."